y'all. Hello. Welcome in. Please hit the like button as you come in, please. I know I'm finally live again. The funniest thing is I be thinking about going live like a few times a week. And I always end up getting home like, I don't know. Hi, everybody. Kaylin, TM, FJ, Queen, blah. Oh, what is that? Let's see. Alisheva. Oh God, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Staticky. Oh wow, these names, y'all. Normally, Kira. You should talk about the Miguel and he has a baby now. I don't know anything about that situation. Somebody was asking me to talk about, was that you? Somebody was asking me to talk about Miguel's wife in the comment section, I think yesterday or the day before. I have no idea about that. So y'all gonna have to enlighten me because I don't really keep up with Miguel like that. But if it's some juicy details, please do tell. You say you've been in YouTube jail this week. Really? What does YouTube jail look like? What is that? They stop you from like posting comments or what does that mean? Thank you. Did I say your name right? Alishiva? I am so sorry. Okay, so just say your video about how political husband is too good. I know many women like that. Oh, you watched it? Listen. Okay. Kat, is that the one? Oh no, the hypothetical husband was Tara Chantel. That's who that was. Her and Kat, listen. I'm always like downloading their videos from TikTok because they have me like dying laughing. And I really rarely not meet people, but come across people on social media where I literally agree with everything they say. That never happens. And if it's not everything, it's 99.9%. Her and Kat, who I featured, I'm probably going to feature her again. I got her clip pulled up right now. But that's the clip that I put in the video that I did today about men are not going to take accountability. Because I am so tired. Like I am ready to like shake somebody. I want to put my hand around some women's neck like this. Like, girl, the men are not taking accountability. Y'all might as well stop saying that. And the point in me saying it to you and constantly repeating this is not to be shamey. It's not to be mean, and it's not to try to let the men off the hook. Because a lot of women always come at me and say that. I'm like, well, that's just letting them off the hook. Like I said in the video, the men let themselves off the hook. I'm not letting them off the hook. You're not, she's not, he's not, nobody. The men let themselves off the hook. That's the part I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Saying a man needs to take accountability is not going to improve your situation. It's not. It's not going to change it. It's not going to make it better. It's just not. And I feel like, hold on. I feel like if women understood that at its core, like really, really let it seep into your pores, you probably would think twice about deciding to, in that case, make yourself a single mother. Now, I know that's shots fired when I say that, okay? I know y'all gonna be like, make myself a single mother. Listen, okay? We see what these men are about now. It ain't no excuse no more. It's just no excuse. Thank you for being a member. Oh, a member for 4 months. Really? Oh my God, where have the time gone? Thank you. I am doing well. Oh, you say you are doing well. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm doing well too. She says she hope everybody's doing well. How sweet of you. Blah said it doesn't benefit them to take accountability. Absolutely. Then that's why they don't, because it doesn't. Men never do things that don't. If it don't benefit them, they don't want no parts. Women are hilarious thinking these men won't grow and challenge. They're committed to believing their delusions. Okay, I think that you mean to say women are hilarious thinking these men will grow. What will grow and change? Wait, what are you saying? Sorry. I think I get what you're trying to say, though. If you're saying what I think you are saying, I agree. Nope. But men will tell women to say, yes, men. In case y'all haven't realized it yet, men are always projecting. Every word out of their mouth is a projection. They're projecting their thoughts, their fears, their lack of accountability, all of that. They're projecting that onto you, no matter what it is, even down to the hair weaves. Remember how much men was clowning women for wearing weaves, and now they have something called man units, which is pretty much the same thing. Man weave. They got like balding spots, and they're getting like man units glued to their heads and shit now. In a minute, we're gonna start seeing some of these men wearing lashes, but I digress. Being a single mom is way better than cohabitating with a man, generally speaking. I could absolutely agree with that. And I'm not a single mother, but I can totally understand why that's true. Because based on my own personality, if I were a mom and I was with a man baby, or I was with a man who was my biggest op, or I was with a man who made me a married single mother, or whatever the case was, I would know that I wouldn't want to be with him. I would know in my heart of hearts that my life would be a lot easier just taking my child or my kids and just being by myself. I know that for a fact, just based on my own personality, let alone the actual struggles that single mothers go through. So I totally get it. I agree 1,000%. And it's so funny because a lot of the men act like they don't understand. They're like, well, if you leave and if you file for divorce, you're going to be paying the bills and doing everything by yourself anyway. And they don't understand that, yes, she's already doing this shit by herself with you in the house. When she leaves, that's one less person she got to cook for. That's one less person she has to do laundry for. That's one less. She don't have to fuck you. That's a big one. That's a big one right there. She don't have to please you. She don't have to hear your criticisms. Nothing. That is like 3/4 of the weight off her shoulders, off the bill, just by getting rid of you. And that's the part that men don't understand. Like, most of them are absolutely dreadful and draining as fuck. They don't get it. They really don't get it. Woo! I don't think I could ever live with another man again. I'm just being honest. Oh my God. I just don't think I can do it. Men are already wearing lashes. Well, yeah. Are you talking about trans women? Yeah, I agree. But do they really count? I mean, yeah, they count because they're men. But I don't count them as like, they're just a whole nother like, let me not go there. Have y'all been following the DL Whisperer? The DL Whisperer, from what I understand, is not on TikTok anymore, but right here on YouTube. And I watched a clip of his today of a trans woman talking about all the women's asses she was gonna beat. And I was just like, this is why certain types of trans women, I don't care about their plight. I don't care about what they're going through. I just don't care. I will never ride hard for those types of trans women. If I'm being honest, I'm not riding for really anybody for that's not actually a woman in general or a child, period. So, I have met my share of trans women that were actually just quiet and decent and they weren't bothering anybody. I know they're not all the same, but it seems like the vast majority of the Black ones seem to be the same to me. They're very envious. They're very like mean spirited and always talking about beating somebody's ass and always talking about who ain't a real woman and calling us cis head and calling us chest feeders and stuff. Like I don't, and this is another thing that I want Black women to stop doing. I really want Black women to stop writing so hard for people that are not natural born Black women. And some Black women don't need to be written hard for too. Because unfortunately, all Black women are not on the side of unity and prosperity and growth, right? All Black women are not, unfortunately. But we got to stop riding hard for groups that don't give two shits about us. You know how many Black women I've seen over on TikTok that were talking about that Kirk guy? What's his name? Kirk. Why can't I think of his? Charlie Kirk, the one who just got murked yesterday or the day before. I didn't mean to make that rhyme either, by the way. Charlie Kirk, the man who got murked. Yeah. Black women were like, well, that, because I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I personally don't give a fuck. Okay. If anything, it made me think of Luigi Mangione, the one who took out that Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. And when that happened, the first thing I thought to myself was, this is going to happen again. And ever since Luigi took out Brian Thompson, I've actually just been waiting for the next shoe to drop. And I'm just being very honest about that. And so anyway, there was some Black women over there that were mad at me and told me, girl, shut the hell up, and, a bunch of other stuff. And I was reading other people's videos and comments of Black women mad, talking about we're just as evil and whatever else, and we can't claim to be high and mighty or something like that, and then celebrate the death of someone who was taken out in such a horrific way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of dumb ass Black women out there. I'm like, this man was literally trying to work his way up to the White House level amongst Trump and all of them so that he could help them take your rights away, dummy. How do y'all got empathy for people who literally hate you just because you're Black? They hate you. They hate you. Oh my God. And because women's rights we've been oppressed for so long, and our rights have always been chipped away, given back, taken, played with so much, that over time, women are just going to become more radicalized. That's what's going to happen. I'm literally to the point now where I'm just waiting to see who else is going to get taken out on that side of the fence. If you get what I'm saying. The people over there on that side of the fence. I'm just waiting. I want to see I want to see who next. Do you really think I give a fuck that man got gunned down? I don't care. And if I'm being honest, the right ones, the ones who should have taken his place, are still alive. That's what I'm concerned about. If you really want to know. Queen Jasmine said, you don't solve hate with hate. I beg to differ. I fucking beg to fucking differ. Okay? Because I'm working on a video right now, unhinged take that I have, which I guess I can give y'all a little sneak peek. The reason why evil always triumphs over good, basically, or why it seems that way. I'm working on that right now. I'm almost done with it. That's another unhinged take of mine. And while y'all over here talking about you don't solve hate with hate, what the hell do you solve it with? Love? Because we know what loving your enemy gets you. So love ain't the answer. So you tell me, Queen Jasmine, what do you solve hate with, if not with hate? That's what I want to know. And this is the reason why Black women with that mindset will stay at the bottom of the totem pole. This is why. This is the reason why, as a group, we won't overcome. Because y'all got this high and mighty, take the high road mindset. Taking the high road gonna get you murked out here. And the world is gonna move on and step over your dead body to go to work. The way they did the Brian Thompson. When you saw the videos, people was walking over his body to go to work, to go clock in. And Black women, that's gonna be us. Why you out here trying to be the bigger person? I tell everybody all the time, I ain't no motherfucking bigger person. Never have been, never fucking will be. I'm the smaller, I'm a petty bitch. Being the bigger person don't get you nowhere. But walk the fuck over. That's where it gets you. Y'all ain't realized that now? 300, 400, 500 years of slavery, y'all still ain't figured that shit out? We supposedly out of slavery, but we're really not. But we're out of slavery and we're still fighting the same battles. Y'all still out there protesting in 2024, 2025, still protesting. It got you nowhere. And it will never get you anywhere. Why are y'all so keen on repeating history? For what? Then y'all get on social media and complain about, oh my God, Black people, Black women are so disrespected. And we're the least protected. Well, you're not going to ever be protected when you are trying to be the bigger person all the time. You gotta get ruthless and savage like the rest of them. And if you ain't willing to do that, that's fine. But you don't got the fucking right to complain either. You don't. You don't have the right. Wait, what? What you say? I'm not Black, I'm child free. What? I'm fried. People think they'll go to heaven if they turn the other cheek. Heaven isn't real and sounds boring as fuck. I literally just said this the other day. I was on somebody's live. I was on Divisive's live on TikTok. And I just said, heaven, sign me up for hell any day. Because heaven sounds boring as shit. What you can't do? You can't cuss. You can't cut your hair. You can't fuck nobody. Like, you can't do nothing in heaven. You ever go to somebody's house and like when you was a kid and you be like, can we go outside? Can we play the game? Can we watch TV? Man, we can't do nothing in this house. That's what heaven sounds like. Man, we can't do shit. Hey, remember when Smokey told when Smokey told oh my God, what was his name in Friday? Craig. When Smokey told Craig, shit, let's go down to my house. We can't do shit over here. That's what heaven sounds like. I don't want to go. Listen, I don't want to go to heaven. I want to go to hell because that's where all the rock stars are. That's where all the fun, the people that that wasn't afraid to live on the edge, that's where they all gonna be at. I want to be around those people. It is what it is. Send me to hell any day. Okay. But yeah, if y'all didn't know, for those of you who may be new here, I am a full-fledged atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in heaven or hell. I don't believe in angels or demons. I don't believe that the devil made you do anything. I don't believe in none of that. Okay? You in the wrong place if you came over here thinking that shit. Yeah, all the people who all the people who you would think that's going to hell on this earth, that's where all the fun is at. If you really think about it. Because everybody else was too goody two shoes and didn't do anything wrong. And they're just sitting there with their hands in their lap like this the whole time, rocking back and forth and singing Kumbaya. Who the fuck want to do that for all eternity? I mean, really think about it. But like I said, heaven and hell don't exist anyway, so who cares? Heaven and hell is what you make it on earth. So right now in your life, you're either in heaven or you're in hell. If you're out here thinking men are going to take accountability for their kids, you're probably in hell. That would be the perfect example. That's the perfect example of hell. We're talking about hell here. Muslim men get 72 virgins in heaven. What do Muslim women get? They asses whooped, used and abused. That's what you get as a woman. Whether you are a Muslim woman or a Christian woman, doesn't matter what religion you're in, you just gonna get drugged through the mud as a woman. That's what you get. Pain during childbirth, probably raped. That's what you get. Oh, I love this. They get 72 men to oppress them. Perfect. That's what the women get. Perfect. Okay. I hope this is making sense. I hope y'all are starting to get the picture now. Empathy gets you played out here. Absolutely. That man said he didn't believe in empathy. What did he say? It was like a new concept that somebody made up or some shit he said. Okay, so y'all can't get mad that we ain't giving him no empathy. The fuck? 72 versions. That even shows it was written by a thirsty male. And this is what I'm talking about. When y'all read these Bibles, if you actually really turn on your thinking cap, like they taught us in elementary, turn your thinking cap on, you would realize exactly this comment. Written by a bunch of desperate, dirty, loser, fucking thirsty dudes that didn't have nothing else better to do. All they cared about was effing somebody. That was it. And being in control, like trying to dominate people. That's all they cared about. Oh God. This girl says shots and tariffs. Listen. Oh my God. Gwen is cracking me up right now. Gwen from our podcast, The Audacity. As a matter of fact, I've heard thoughts and tariffs. She said shots and tariffs. Listen, it don't get any better than that. But no, I'm serious, y'all. I'm not saying go out here and commit no crimes or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stop being so weak. Stop riding for people who don't ride for you. Sometimes that includes other Black women, unfortunately. It's hard for me to admit that. Okay? But I don't care if it's some other Black women. I don't care if it's a man, Black men. Y'all still believe in Black love. More power to you. Whatever. Okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have episodes that come out every Monday. We film every Monday and we have an episode come out every Monday. So every Monday that we film, that episodes come out the following Monday. So we got another one. And we talk about this stuff all the time. We actually just changed up our format a little bit with this last episode. And so moving forward, we're doing like some like funner things over there. You know, we're a new podcast starting up. So we're just going through to see what works and what doesn't. And the things that wasn't working, we got rid of it. So yeah, we talk about this stuff over there all the time. We laugh, we joke, we talk about serious things. And we have a Patreon account for the Audacity. You can be a VIP member over there. And we do a section or a segment called Crumpets. And we get kind of unhinged. We can say what we want to say in there because you pay the VIP membership. So it's better in there. And then you get like ad-free episodes and stuff like that. So the Patreon for the Audacity is our baby. Like we baby the heck out of that Patreon. Okay. That's not my Patreon. The one that I'm gonna have is separate. I'm working on that still right now. I'm working on episodes because right now, what I want to do is that I'm probably gonna drop a new different format style video every week over there. And I also want to do live panels over there too. So if you join my Patreon, you will be able to come up and we'll be able to talk and stuff like that. So I'm putting together at least 4 episodes all at once so that I can, dole them out weekly. And then that way I'll be ahead of the schedule. So that's what I'm doing right now. So keep that in mind. Okay. And I'm not charging no $50 and all that, high 30, 20. It's not going to be that much. Okay. Because I be seeing some people and I just be like, and I'm not knocking nobody who charge a lot for their Patreon. Okay. I just understand that people got bills and people got shit to do out here and don't ever, a lot of us already have a lot of money in certain apps and people's subscribing to their memberships and stuff already. But the only reason why I decided to go that route is because it's just certain things, every time I post a video, I either have to repost it, take it down as soon as I put it up. Cause like within the first few minutes, it'll tell me if it's able to be monetized or not because I cuss too much or something copyright or whatever. And I usually have to take them down and repost them. And I'm tired of that. So the censorship over here is getting kind of crazy. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my Patreon and the Patreon for the Audacity. But make sure y'all check us out every Monday. The episodes come out on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to the Audacity on YouTube, please do that as well. Okay. Wherever you feel comfortable. Some people don't like YouTube, but they prefer to go on Spotify. Some people don't like Spotify. They prefer to go on Apple Podcasts, right? It depends on what platforms you like. I'm not going to be on here for too long today because I got to go cut my grass. I was supposed to cut my grass on Monday. Actually, no, I was supposed to cut it Sunday. And every day I get off work, I'll be like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm deadly serious today. I got to cut my grass before it rains. So, but anyway, that's off topic. Let me read some of these comments. So yeah, what I was saying before was that, I don't want to I feel like Black women, we naturally have compassion for people. And a lot of times it's to our detriment. Like, we think that there is some kind of a reward somewhere in the ether for us always being there for people. And I'm here to tell you it's not. There is no reward. Okay. You're not going to get some, $1 million prize. You're not getting a Nobel Peace Prize. You're not going to be, you're not going to get to the end of the tunnel and they say, oh, racism has gone away now. The rest of your life is going to be easy. Here's a couple $1 million. Go do your thing. That's not going to happen. Whatever you think you're going to gain from always bending over backwards from people, you're not. You're going to get the exact opposite of that. Taken advantage of, beat down, blamed for everything, no matter what you do, and maybe even unalived. I'm just saying, you're not going to get. So I want Black women to preserve our kindness, the natural nurturing kindness that we have for your kids, for yourself, and the people around you that deserve it. Because just because family they don't all necessarily deserve it either. The people who deserve it. If you write out a list of people who deserve your love and you realize your daddy ain't on that list, to hell with him. Okay. If you realize you got a couple cousins that you like, nah, I don't really know about that bitch, To hell with her. Preserve yourself for people who love you and care about you back. The people who don't, they can miss out. But bleeding yourself dry and running yourself ragged and wearing yourself thin is going to get you just that. All those things. You're not going to gain anything from it. We got to stop. Now, I'm so serious. And I know a lot of y'all already don't believe it. But don't believe these people now that's talking about, oh, you got to listen to black women. Oh, black women have been right all along. It's all a game. Don't pay them motherfuckers no attention. White women, white men, black men, a lot of them all of a sudden acting like they get the picture and they get it now. Listen, absolutely not. Everybody full of shit. Don't fall for none of that. Find you a bubble. Stick to your bubble. Come out when it's safe. Come out when you feel like it. If you don't want to open your door, don't open your door. I'm getting ready to give me a sign, or if I can't find one online, I'm going to make one that I'm going to put on my front door that says, but did you call first? If not, I won't be opening my door. I'm so serious. I already don't open my door when people come to my house unannounced. You got to do stuff like that. You might not have to do that in particular, but you got to set boundaries. Whatever your individual boundaries are, you got to set boundaries for people because people will walk all over you. Y'all know this already. Black women carry the weight of the world and everybody else's problems on our shoulders, have been this whole time, and we're tired. I'm tired for y'all. Ain't y'all tired? I'm tired. A doormat saying that would be excellent. But did you call first? Y'all think I'm playing. When I either make it or find one online or something, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to post it in my community thing so I can show y'all what it looked like. I'm so serious. I set boundaries like that because if you don't, and I have to stick to that because when I tell people don't come to my house unannounced, listen, y'all think I'm playing. When people come to my house unannounced and I'm not expecting nobody, and I would say 99% of the time I'm not expecting nobody. The only thing I be expecting when I hear my doorbell ring or when I hear somebody knock is food delivery when I'm too lazy to get up and go pick up some food from somewhere. And I hear the sound of Amazon packages hitting my porch. If I'm in my room, laying in my bed, and somebody knock or ring the doorbell, I just roll over and look at my camera, and I will watch them on the camera until they leave off my porch because they didn't call first, and I'm not playing. I'm so serious. And I started doing that, and most of the people in my family, they know, don't go to her house unannounced. It don't matter if you see her car in the driveway, she will not answer her door, whether you think she there or not. Now, my last two houses, I had garage. I had attached garage. I don't got no garage in this house no more, anyway. But my last two, I had attached garage. So I was kind of in the clear because I always kept my car in the garage and I kept my garage door down. So you didn't know if I was at home or not. So I could always play that card like, oh, I wasn't even at home. Now, I can't do that. When you see my car in the driveway, you just see my car in the driveway. And I'm just not opening my door. It just is what it is. Depending on who it is, I might say, oh, yeah, my car was there, but I ran somewhere with my friend, which that does happen sometimes. Like my friend will come pick me up or my boyfriend will come pick me up and I'll be riding with him, even though my car is in the driveway. But for the most part, don't come to my house unannounced. And I've had people tell me how rude that was. And I'm like, no, it's rude when I tell you not to come to my house unannounced and you still pop up. That's rude. And that's those are the types of boundaries that I'm talking about. Don't let nobody gaslight you out of your own comfort zone. Forget that. But that's what we do as women. We always let people make us feel guilty. They always want to guilt trip us into something or out of something or gaslight. Nope. Stop it right in its tracks. Stop being nice to everybody. I'm glad when that guy came out with that video about black women not talking to him in the grocery store. spoke to my heart. It sang to me like a bird, because I'm like, yes, more and more Black women are starting to like just ignore these men. I love it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Black women, a lot of us have been doing that. But it seems like more and more of us are kind of getting the memo now. And I'm loving it. You ain't got to talk to these men. Y'all ain't got to look. The moment you realize that most men are little scared little boys on the inside walking around cosplaying as a alpha male, the more you're going to realize you ain't got nothing to impress. You ain't got no reason to impress these scared little boys on the inside, because that's what most of them are. Because women are supposed to be nurturing. Yeah, we are. To ourselves and our children. And to the people around us who deserve it. How do you know if they deserve it? Are they reciprocal? Can you call on them in time of need and they're always there for you? If not, they don't deserve it. That's how you know. If you want to figure it out, that's how you figure it out. If they ain't there for you, to hell with them. We're always being guilt tripped because they know, especially men and white people, whoever, they know how nurturing we are. They know that at the end of the day, even if we say no, sometimes we'll turn around and be like, okay, well, I guess. They know it. And that's where we got to stop. And really, a lot of this nurturing shit is programmed to us and programmed into us anyway. Because don't get me wrong, I say all the time that I do believe that women, the female of any species, are naturally nurturing. We would have to be in order to nurture your young. Like, we're the life givers, right? So in order for you to keep your offspring alive, you would have to be nurturing. So we have it in us naturally. However, there's a level that's natural, and then there's a level that's been socially conditioned into us. The socially conditioned into us part is the part that we need to get rid of. I don't know what percentage it is. Maybe it's 50-50, maybe it's 60-40, I don't know. But that's the part that we need to be like, okay, look, I'm only going this far. I'm not going that far. That's the part we need to cut down. The only thing I nurture is my plants. I know that's right. Listen. Yeah, a lot of that is programmed. It is. And it, we're programmed to carry everything on our backs. The very fact that as women, we get blamed for everything. Just ask yourself, why are we blamed for everything? To me, the whole blaming of everything proves just how much most men don't like women. If a man really truly liked you and valued you as a woman and all that, why would they want to keep blaming you? Why would they want to always point the finger at you like this? Every time, no matter what it is. Something bad happened in the world, it's your fault. The cat knocked the cup off the counter, that's your fault. The kid's acting up in school, that's your fault. The kid got sick, your fault. The car low on gas, your fault. Charlie Kirk getting murked, that's Black women's fault too, by the way. Somehow they're going to find a way to blame us. Don't they always blame us for everything? That's our fault too. I nurture my kitties. Yes. I don't got no cats yet, but I will. Listen, Kendall St. Charles, when I knew her back in the day, she was called Brooklyn Blue. She's been saying this for years, over a decade now. And Cynthia G have been saying the exact same thing. Stop birthing them. That sounds harsh, but guess what? That's the answer. Just like old girl earlier said, you can't fight, or you can't, what she said, you can't fight hate with hate, whatever word she used. I can't think right now. Just like she thinks that, wrong. Because what else you gonna fight hate with, right? You can't fight it with love, because you're just gonna get walked over. You're gonna keep getting walked over. So just like in this situation, stop birthing boys. It seems harsh, but that's the answer. If we stop birthing boys, guess what? 97% of the world's problems will go away overnight. That's just facts. That's not anybody's opinion. That's not, oh, what you had a dream about. That's what you think. No, that's facts. If you think about who causes the most harm in the world, it is men. If the men were not here, what harm could they cause? They don't exist. Oh, but then humanity would die out. I'm not even convinced humanity should have been here in the first place. Prove to me that humans should have been here on this planet as a cancer, because that's what we are. Prove to me that we should have been here in the first place. Make me understand that. How many men beg their women to have abortions? Listen, I was just talking about this in a video I just posted. They see you as a cum receptacle. And then they'll turn right around. They don't want to use a condom. They don't want to use protection, but they want to release themselves in something. Doesn't matter if it's you or their friend or a turkey, a butterball turkey. Doesn't matter. They just want to release themselves in something. And then they'll turn right around and say, I don't want that baby. There is no further proof that you will ever need than to know if a man does that with that mindset, he hates you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't take you seriously at all. Most men don't even take themselves seriously. Yes, the butterball. Yes, she said the turkey. Listen. She said, it is nature versus nurture. Speaking as a Black woman, because I've let my mutual hurt me only to infantile, the situation. When no, they hurt my pride and my fucking feelings. What do y'all think? Do y'all think nature or nurture wins? Which one is more powerful? Which one do y'all think? I don't know. I'm 50-50 with it. Mother Earth is done. Yeah. With us. Yeah. I agree with that. The only way we could, and I'm speaking of Mother Earth as a person or a spirit, which I'm just being silly when I do that. But the only favor we could possibly have with her is to get rid of the males. Then she might be like, all right, y'all got rid of the most destructive thing that was destroying the planet. Okay, I'll let y'all be. That's how I look at it. As long as we keep birthing them, we're just as guilty as the males themselves at this point. I mean, the world is absolutely decaying. And I mean, I don't think that the earth will, I can't say it'll never like not be habitable. I can't say that. But I will say the planet will get rid of us first before the world itself completely decays. I believe that. These men are demonic, yes. I agree with Kendall and Sinji all the way. Stop birthing these males. Then Black women will no longer be blamed for it. Yeah, because who will be there to blame us? Absolutely. I don't care about humanity dying now. I say this every time I go live. Don't care. Like with us being here with all our carbon footprints and all the ways that we're destroying the planet, listen, we shouldn't be here anyway, probably. And then people wonder why I'm team not having kids. For what? For what? I already know their future before they even live it. History repeats itself over and over. It's just a rerun. I'm not going to get too deep into it because that's the video I'm working on right now. But the reason why It feels like evil triumphs over good is because even when things go good, there's always going to be somebody that comes along that wants to control everything and dominate the world and all that. They get in power for a while, they oppress a group of people, and then the opposing group come in and fight them, and then there's a reset, and then the cycle continues. It repeats itself every generation, or maybe even every 10 years or every 20 years or whatever, over and over, same difference. So, I mean, oh shit. So, hold on, y'all. I'm so glad I got this keyboard protector on my little magic keyboard, because I just spilled some of my Celsius drink on it. And if I didn't have this thing on there, it would have went right through my keyboard and I would have to get a new keyboard. Actually, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is my keyboard. It's a Mac keyboard, right? And then when I first got this, I bought one of these covers to go over it. I got this off Amazon. I think it was probably like $10 or whatever. And I'm so glad that it was on there right now, because I just spilled some of my drink on there. And yeah, I would have to give me a whole nother. That keyboard was like $150, something like that. Y'all know Apple don't be playing. They pretty expensive. Oh, I'm so glad. Y'all just don't know how happy I am. I got that thing on there. But anyways, hold on. But the only thing I care about is oops, hold on, I went away. I don't know if y'all can still see me or not. Okay. Can y'all still hear me and see me okay? Somebody. And then, Can nobody hear me or see me? No one's saying anything. Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, let me go back to some of these comments. All I want, oh yeah, definitely. I wake up and watch her videos every morning. Her, Lisa from the podcast, Public Offender. I listen to them in the morning all the time. Team Let the Birth Rate Plummet to Hell. Once I see that on the thumbnail, I click. Nothing makes me happier than knowing that the birth rate is steady declining every day, every week, every month, whatever. So, yeah, so I really just think the thing I care about the most is that women, Black women, put ourselves first. Don't put the men first. Don't think they're going to take accountability for their kids. They're most likely not. And even if they do, sometimes they do for a little while, and then they change their mind. They may seem like the best father for the first 4 or 5 years, and then next thing you know, they just don't want to be there no more. You just never know. So pour into yourself, pour into your children, pour into your mom if y'all have a great relationship. You know, your favorite cousins, your best friend, but only people who deserve it. You have to save your energy for yourself. Can y'all hear those dogs barking? Them dogs get on my damn nerves. They ain't my dog. They my neighbor dogs. But men tell us to choose better, and then when we don't choose them, we're a bitter cat lady, right? You know, this is another reason why I don't want women to take men seriously. Men are the most double standard minded ass people ever. Oh my God. They really act like, in their minds, little girls are supposed to come out of the womb already knowing everything. We need to already know how to vet men. We need to already know how to pick them. We need to already know not to let a man manipulate us into pregnancy. We're supposed to know all of this coming out the womb. You could literally be a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old girl saying, I had a baby by a guy, or my boyfriend was trying to get me to have his baby and I said no, and he beat me up. And you know what grown ass men would tell a fucking 16-year-old? You should have chose better. This is why y'all can't take men seriously. We're not allowed to have any grace. We are not allowed to have we ain't supposed to make no mistakes, but they get to make all the mistakes. They get to sow their wild oats and spread their seed and all this other stuff. They can make all the mistakes. Oh, I was young and dumb. I ain't know no better. You know, I'm grown now. 45 years old, 50 years old. They get to do whatever they want. But you as a woman was supposed to come out the womb already knowing how to navigate the world, how to navigate men, how to choose right. They blame you for everything. And this is the number one reason why y'all should never take men seriously. The other reason, the one I always use, I'm going to use this example to the day I unalive. Don't wife those hoes. Get you a good girl. Then they marry a good girl and cheat on her with a hoe. That alone lets you know men are not logical. Men lie and say men are more logical than women. No, they're not. That's their logic. They're dumb. That's not logical. They'll be willing to lose the good girl over the woman they said not to marry. Where's the logic in that? This is the type of stuff I need y'all to... I know some of y'all know this already. But for those of you who are new here, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. This is why y'all should not take men seriously. Right now, our brains are the reason it takes 18 years. Also, other factors. Okay, wait, what I miss? Oh, you were responding to somebody? Oh, okay. I'm afraid to be a single mom and my kids be put in the system to become a worker. If you don't have no kids, don't have none. If you ain't got none already, Miss Witt, just don't have none. Your chances of being a single mother, especially having a baby by a black man, 99% chance. Don't even bother. If that's your fear, don't give that fear any chance of happening. The only way you can guarantee that you don't become a single mother is don't have no kids. That's it. And here's the thing. I don't actually think there's anything wrong with being a single mother on his head. That's my alarm to get off. I'm going to stay on for another 15 minutes though. 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a single mother on its head. I think the reason why it seems like it's so terrible is because of the kind of world we live in, the way the system is set up, capitalism, racism, you know, keeping us out of jobs so that we can't take care of our families, and it makes it harder. Not having a village like they used to have back in the day. That's what makes it hard. That in and of itself, in my opinion, most people are better off without their deadbeat dads in their life anyways. If I'm being honest, when I figure out who some people's fathers are, I'm like, good thing they wasn't in your life. They would have probably screwed you all the way up, way worse than you thought you already were. So, and in many species, the male ain't involved anyway. And many animals, the male ain't involved no way. And so with us, even though we're supposed to be allegedly more evolved, the nuclear family structure was made up anyways. That's all a made up social construct. So if you really think about the fact that it's made up and it's not real, it's not like there's nothing real about it. It's all artificial. It's really not that bad. It just seems bad because of the way men treat you, the way men talk and say, oh, single mothers ain't shit. Life is hard. It's harder for you. That's why I never wanted to be a single mother, because I'm like, I don't want to make my life harder than it has to be. But being a single mother on its face is not hard. It wouldn't be so terrible. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it's not hard. That's not what I meant. It wouldn't be so terrible if things fell in place. If we lived in a country that actually cared about children and cared about mothers. That's, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't have the stigma, that men place on you, which that's why I'm telling y'all, stop caring what these men think. And many of them will get with single mothers just so they can have access to your kids anyway. So think about that. They'll say, oh, we don't date single mothers. You think that'll stop them from sleeping with you? No. You think that's going to stop them from spending nights in your house when they ain't got nowhere to go? No. That ain't going to stop them from eating your kids' fruit snacks? No. They may even start eyeing your children when you let them in your house. So it's just the way that they try to present it. So at the end of the day, I say don't become a single mother because your life is just going to be harder than it has to be. And that's because of this, what they call late stage capitalism. That's because of the kind of country and the kind of world we live in. This country is diabolical, but the kind of world we live in, that's why it's so bad. That's why it's terrible. That's it, in my opinion. Like, that's why I'm like, look, don't even do that to yourself. For what? And, you know, I understand. Y'all, I need to wash my hair, and this hat making my head itch. But anyway, the reason why I keep saying don't allow yourself to be a single mother is because you're probably not going to have any help at all or very minimal help. That is the only reason. I personally am like, you know what? I always make this little joke, but I'm serious. When I say when I wake up in the morning, all I have to worry about is coffee or tea. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't want to have to worry about school shootings and all. I don't want to have to deal with none of that. I just don't. I can't, like, even thinking about that stuff gives me anxiety. And I don't even suffer from anxiety. But I do when I think about that shit. When I got to drive my semi truck in the wintertime. Those are the only 2 times I ever get anxiety. I'm so serious. Jesus. But stop caring what these men think about you being a single mother. They ain't worth it. I promise you. They ain't worth shit. Who cares what they think? I just say don't make your life hard. If you are afraid of being a single mother, just don't do it. Here's the thing too. I understand that there are women that just want to experience motherhood. I get it. And you're like, well, you know, I shouldn't have to suffer and have to miss out on motherhood just because the men ain't shit, or just because of late stage capitalism, or just because of this and just because of that. I understand that. But if you really think about the fact that most of us not going to live to see 100. None of us know when we're going to die. Okay. The way I personally see it is that whatever time I got left on this earth, I'm not about to waste it being miserable. I'm not about to waste it making my life harder than it had to be. So maybe if you look at it that way, or from some lens similar to that, maybe you may have a change of heart. I don't know. But, you know, we're all just living to die anyways. And I'm not saying that to be negative, because I know I don't want y'all to walk away from here feeling all downtrodden. But, you know, I feel like when you realize that, it should make you want to live your best life. It should make you it should free you from all of the expectations that other people put on you versus the ones you put on yourself. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. We were all lied to about everything. Literally 99% of everything we were ever told about the world, about God, about men and relationships, about each other, lies, all lies. And once you realize it for yourself and start thinking for yourself, it shouldn't make you depressed. It might at first, I don't know. It'll be more of a transition if it does make you depressed at first. But it shouldn't make you depressed. It should free you. That's the point. My unhinged takes that I'm working on is meant to free you. We ain't got that much time. Look, I just turned 40 in my mind 3 months ago. Technically, last October, I turned 40. So y'all get what I'm saying? I'm finna be 41, and it seems like it's only been like 3 or 4 months. So my point is, time is always flying by. You look around, it's going to be 10 years later. So it ain't no reason to stress yourself out and be hard on yourself. Just live. Just do the things you want to do. We don't know when our last day is. We don't know. I guarantee you, Craig, Jesus Christ. What's his name? Y'all. I keep forgetting his man. The Kirk guy. Is his name Charlie Kirk. I guarantee you Charlie Kirk did not know he was going to get shot in his neck and die. Sitting there at a school rally or whatever it was called. I don't know what it was. Pretty sure he didn't know that. Pretty sure he thought he was going to hop on a plane and go back home to his wife and kids. See how easily life can just happen? That can happen to any one of us at any time. I personally don't care about that man, by the way. I'm just making that very clear. People like that, in my opinion, need to be eradicated from the earth anyway. I don't care. And I'm not saying that to be mean. That's really how I feel. But I'm just using him as an example. You know, I thought it was like, I was like, dang. Like, you know, even if I didn't know his political views, or even if I didn't know that, yes, he was going to move himself up in the ranks and be one of the same ones on that side of the fence trying to take our rights away. And in my mind, good riddance. I want the world to find ways to get rid of people like that. I don't want my rights taken away. I don't want to have to walk around in fear like that every day. I don't want to live a life where, you know, I'm constantly hated just because I'm Black. Like, who wants to live like that? Let Mother Earth get rid of those people one by one, setting them up and knocking them down one by one. That's literally how I feel about it. Whatever. But either way, we all got a death date. So because I know that, I'm aware we all have a death date. Live your life. I did a video, yesterday about the delusions that women have waiting on a hypothetical husband. No, we ain't doing that no more. That's over. He probably ain't coming. And if he is coming, he probably somebody else's husband or somebody else's baby daddy. What Cynthia G always say? Your husband is somebody else's boyfriend. So look, don't waste your time on some man that's supposed to come, and then if he does, he's probably gonna dog you anyways. And I hate to say that, like, you know, they be full of shit anyways. And then meanwhile, you know, wasted your life for what? Years you can never get back. If you with a guy right now and you thinking I should leave him, but I don't want to because I'm gonna be throwing away the 5 years or the 10 years or the 9 years that we've been together. Listen, do you want to spend the next 9 years in the same situation feeling the same way? Then it ain't too late to leave. You can always start over. Starting over is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it can be, depending on how you look at it. It ain't really a bad thing on its head. Starting over is like being reborn again in some cases. That's how you just have to look at it. When it comes to getting out of a toxic relationship with a man, and trust me, I know most of us have been in toxic relationships. I've been in one. Horrible. And it got worse after I broke up with him. But what I always knew, that moment I decided I was going to break up with him, this was in 2015. So, 10 years ago, right? In that moment, it was because I knew I deserved better. And that is what you have to know in yourself. You deserve better. You don't deserve to be in a relationship with some man that's calling you out your name, or that's cheating on you, or that's putting his hands on you, or that's having outside babies on you. You don't need to deal with that. That man is beneath you. Period. Sometimes people would say stuff like, well, if he was really beneath you, you wouldn't have picked him. So he's a reflection of you because that's who you picked. Sometimes that could be the case. I know when I was with that guy, that's where I was at in my life. The bad boy. The cute bad boy that's out here living his life on the edge. That's where I was at in my life. I wouldn't dare. It's certain circles and places I just would never even go to because I've evolved. I've grown from that. So give yourself grace if you pick some shitty guy in the past. We all have. for whatever reason. But the main reason is that's where we were at in our lives. When you grow and evolve, you choose better, right? You evolve, you surround yourself, or you find yourself naturally surrounded by the right people. So it's never too late to start over. If you feel like you need to start over but you don't want to, look at it like a rebirth, look at it like a new beginning. That's all you got to do. Is it going to be hard? Probably. Anything worth having in life is hard, though. So, or it's a challenge. I don't want to say it's hard. It's a challenge. That's the best way to look at that. It's more of a challenge. They say 300,000 Black women lost their jobs recently in AI. Yeah. Was it like a month or so ago? 2 months ago, something like that? Some of those women walked away, and a lot of them were fired. And this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. I don't know if y'all knew about it or not. It's September 11th. Oh, wow. I just realized it was September 11th, y'all, all day. This month, we were supposed to be boycotting the Black hair products that were not Black owned or not Black owned anymore, which if you think that the Black owned products out there on the shelves, the hair products are Black owned, 95% of them are not. And so we were supposed to be boycotting those particular brands and only supporting Black business. I don't know how it's going. I don't know. I have no way of knowing and reading the numbers, but it might not work this time. As far as like proving the whole point is to prove that if we held our Black dollars back, we could crash the entire beauty and health. What can I talk? The hair and beauty industry. Like I know this for a fact. I know if Black women stop spending money on wigs and doing all this other stuff, and we kept our money in our pockets, we could overtake this entire country. Because on the strength of the amount of money that we spend on hair and hair products every year, billions of dollars. Now, even if it doesn't work this time, because I just have a feeling that enough women either didn't know about it or wasn't willing to do it because they're like, I need my hair done, so I ain't doing it. So I can tell a lot of women probably did that. But we can try again, okay? And the point is to pool our money together, the things that we can accomplish. And I honestly feel like the moment women stop being male identified and stop relying on men to love you and stop even thinking about these men, the Black love, the myth of I call it the myth of Black love, done. The moment we do that, we won't really have anything else to do but come together. Do y'all get what I'm saying? The one thing holding us back as Black women are Black men. That's my own personal opinion. Okay? And I know all Black men are not against us, but the vast majority of them are. And so because majority rules, and because it ain't that many of the so-called good ones doing anything about it, they're just sitting back being quiet, it's almost like they don't exist either. So I don't really give a damn one way or the other. But they're the main thing holding us back. Because when Black women still feel a duty to protect them and to protest for them, meanwhile, they're on social media talking about Becky is better. Meanwhile, they're taking our lives left and right. Meanwhile, they're leaving you to struggle to raise kids that they help you create by yourself. So I honestly think that that's the number one thing that Black women have to do is get rid of the need for male validation and male love and all this other crap and come together as a group. That's been the number one thing holding us back. That's been holding us back more than capitalism, more than racism, more than everything. That and religion. If you really think about it, those are the things holding us back. Once we can overcome that as a group, there's nothing we can't do. But until y'all realize that, we're going to stay exactly in the same situation we've been in this whole time. And it just is what it is. It's up to us at this point. Shit, we black women, we've been carrying the black community on our backs this whole time anyway. Think about it. They was called Big Mama back in the day, not Big Daddy, not Big Papa, except Biggie Smalls, right? You know, Mother Earth, not Father Earth, right? We say it all the time on TikTok. There's a reason why it's mother, she, we've been the one carrying everything, the ones carrying everything. So all we got to do is realize our power as a collective. And once we do, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for everybody around us. But everybody's like, oh, I just want to get married. And I want to be a stay-at-home wife. And I want to do all this nonsense. And you just going to turn around and file for divorce in like 7 to 10 years or less anyway. So what's the point? What is the point? Let me see if I can find that video. I'm going to play that video again. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. Give me one second. This is the cycle that Black women who think they want to be married. Let me see. I hope I didn't delete it. I had to clean out my phone because I got so much crap in here. And I was deleting a bunch of stuff, and I hope I didn't delete that video. Okay. Here we go. I found it. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to get off of here. Uh-oh, where'd it go? One more second, y'all. Okay, here we go.
This is what I picture when a woman tells me she wants to get married.
Hold on.
We got the kids. Mom. This is what I picture when a woman tells me she wants to get married. We got the kids. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Play, eat, help. I'm bored. A bunch of kids. And then we have the male child of a husband. Cook, clean, 50-50, sex, nurture me. And then there's you, tired and drained. This is a sacrifice. This is what y'all are asking for. Y'all are asking to basically unalive yourself slowly. So then, now the woman is drained. Now this is where the 80% of women want to divorce. So it's like a cycle. Like women are basically like, oh, I want to get married. I want the white picket fence. I want kids. And then as time goes by, the 80% of women, basically all women, want a divorce. So what is the point?
Literally. Listen. The very first time I seen that video, I lost my shit. Okay. I watched that video about 10 times. I don't know if it was 10 times. It was a lot. And I'm like, yes. And I shared it on my YouTube. I don't know. It's probably been a couple of weeks or a month now. Because that's literally the site. That's why I'm like, get married for what? You're just going to file for divorce sooner or later. Or if you don't file for divorce, typically it's going to be because you just don't want to lose your ability to say my husband. Because I know so many women that are miserably married. But if they, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to get a divorce. But when the time comes down to it, they're like, I don't believe in divorce. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting a divorce because they're not going to be able to my husband everybody to death. And they need to say that in order to feel worthy. So they will literally stay in a miserable marriage where they're being cheated on, beaten, head knocked between the refrigerator and the stove, being embarrassed in their communities, in their city. Everybody know your husband is community peeing, all of that. They will stay. so they can say my husband. So they can get on social media and be like, well, at least I got a man. Well, I got a husband. I'm trying. Rashida and Kurt. Rashida telling K Michelle, I got what you wish you had. That's what Black marriages look like. That's what they look like. Literally miserable. Literally with the man who is your biggest op. And then when you get around a group of women and y'all get into it, the first thing out of your mouth is, well, at least I got a husband. I'd rather have a husband cheating and beating me than to not have no husband at all. Literally. If y'all can get, if Black women can get out of this mindset, it is not a flex to be married. It's only a flex if you have a husband who loves you down, who has never cheated on you, who would never cheat on you, who would never downplay your accomplishments, who got you on his life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? If you find a man like that, somebody you ain't got to go through the trenches that he caused, because that's another thing. Y'all always talking about, oh, getting beat up and getting cheated on is just part of the ups and downs of a marriage. No, it's not. No, the fuck it's not. No, it ain't. The ups and downs, he usually causes the downs, right? If you can be with a man who don't put you through that, then it's a flex. You can get you a husband that no other woman can get, then that's a flex. Unfortunately, no such woman exists as far as I'm concerned. Where's she at? Myself included, because I don't know if my man cheated on me or not. I don't think he is, but I can't sit here and say he never will. I'm not immune. I'm not immune at all. Ain't no woman immune. It's only a matter of time before you find out exactly what type of man you got. Good, bad, or ugly, or whatever. If we can get out of this mindset of thinking, oh, he had never do that to me, or I'm going to get married, oh, I'm going to be a stay-at-home wife, and we will be better off as a community. The things we can accomplish if we can let go of the male gaze or the need for male validation. It's not serving us. Some of us figured this out years ago. For the rest of y'all who haven't figured it out, listen. I care about the future of Black women and children. That's it. I don't care about shit else. I really don't. She said a man called them simps. As far as I'm concerned, I in my mind, women, real women, like women who like really about their shit and got their shit together, we love simping ass men. They say simp like it's a bad thing. I love it. Because like if you're not a simp, if you ain't simping for me, I don't see the point in having you in my life. What's the point? Am I alone? What? Isn't that the whole point, is to have a simp? Y'all females want a simp. Yes. Russell Wilson a simp. Call him whatever you want. Sierra seemed happy as shit to me. She seemed very happy. And a lot of women can't pull that off as far as like being able to pretend that they're happy even though they're miserable. That woman her skin glows seemingly 24/7. Now, we can't say 24/7 because we only see whatever they put out. Okay. I'm just saying, anytime we see her in the airport with no makeup, coming back from a trip, getting on a private jet, dancing in the studio, the woman glows. She's glowing. That alone tells me I think she's happy. I'm just saying. Am I alone in that? Let the church say amen, okay? If Russell Wilson is a simp, I don't see the problem. She says this does not look stressed at all. She got money. I'm sure she got help because she got that money when she need help. Her kids look like they adore the shit out of her. That's a sign that she's a good mom right there. Sometimes kids have like weird anxiety or they look sad and stuff when they're not in a happy home. You can just kind of tell they just look sad, Her kids look vibrant, as vibrant as she does. I'm so happy for Cassie. Diddy is a monster. Unpopular opinion. I don't trust Cassie's husband either, but that's just me. I'm just saying. I'm glad she's not in that situation anymore. But it's just something fishy about her husband, and I can't put my finger on it. But if there is something, it'll come out in the future. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's just me being overly suspicious and paranoid. I don't know. But I just want women to be happy. I really do. At the end of the day, I want to believe that she's in a great situation. I do. And I hope she is. I ain't never have a problem with Cassie. Never blamed her for none of the shit she went through. Because even when she was chasing fame, she was what, 17? Was she like a teenager? And everybody was like, oh, she knew exactly what she was getting into. What 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old know what they're getting themselves into when your brain ain't even finished developing yet? Think about it. I was always Team Cassie. Same thing with Jada Pinkett. Look, did y'all see that interview that Jada Pinkett just did, telling the truth about how she was ready to come out and tell everybody that her and Will Smith been separated since 2016? But then when they got to the red table, he wasn't ready. I could tell he wasn't ready. I'm glad she said that out loud, because when I saw that interview about her entanglement with August Alsina, which I was here for, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, I wasn't on social media talking about that during that time. At least I don't think I was. If I was, I had just got on social media. I was here for it, by the way. I could tell that they were not happy. I could tell his eyes, the way he was sitting there looking. I could tell he didn't want to talk about that. I didn't know what he didn't want to talk about. I didn't know what it was, but I could tell that whatever it was, he wasn't ready. Hearing her come out the other day saying, we thought he was ready to come tell the truth, but I sat there. She protected him like most Black women do. Took the beating for being a cheating whore of a wife, right? When they've been separated for 10 years. Literally. This whole time. And I'm actually a Will Smith fan. I have been since The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love his movies. The only movie of his I really couldn't stand was Men in Black, but that's just me. All the other movies he did, for the most part, I like his movies, okay? I'm a Will Smith fan in that way. But I don't even think Will Smith is fully straight. Y'all, the white women, men too, probably. Let's be real. Yeah, exactly. They probably both do. But at the end of the day, I never blamed Jada Pinkett for none of that. Everybody went ahead and demonized Jada Pinkett, even Black women. And I'm like, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Y'all turn around, y'all be complaining about Black women being demonized in the public, and then y'all turn around and do the exact same thing without even knowing the whole story, without knowing anything. There's still so much that none of us really know the truth to or know about. And they were on there taking men's side, listening to what the men were saying about Jada. And all of a sudden, because the men were saying it must be true, because so many Black men were dragging her. And this is exactly why y'all turn around and get dragged. Just like we were said on the podcast, there is no VIP section for women in the patriarchy. So being a pick-me is just going to get you ran over and used and abused. You're not going to ever be accepted into the boys club. You can think you are, but when it comes down to it, them same men who you think got your back, they would all gang rape you and leave you for dead in the woods. The same men. Every last one of them. And then if you come forward, they would all say you were a whore and you asked for it. Even though one of them put a date rape drug in your drink. Them same men who you think got your back. And this is why, as a group, we can't overcome. Because even if you disagree with something that a Black woman did, you're not supposed to get on social media and drag those Black women with Black men and with other white people. These are conversations we should have amongst ourselves, in my opinion. You don't know all the facts. You wasn't there. None of us were. That's the first thing. Secondly, you're okay. It's okay for you to have your opinion, right? Same thing with Money Long. I did a video about Money Long a couple months ago. Black women are like complaining about Black representation and then turn around and dragging Money Long because Money Long said every time she turned around, somebody tell her attitude is nasty. It's Black women. That's her experience. Look at how y'all, and then y'all turned around and literally proved her point in real time. Y'all proved her point. The bitch is canceled. How's she canceled? Because she called y'all out on y'all shit. How? Why? You literally turned around and proved her point. And that's the type of shit we're talking about. She had every right to say, Money Long had every right to say that the people who treat her the worst or who always got something nasty to say about her are Black women. That's her experience. If y'all don't want Black women or anybody saying that about Black women, don't be that type of Black woman. That's all you got to do. Well, how is that so hard? Oh, we support her. Just because you support her don't mean she got to kiss your ass. Plenty of Black women support me. I ain't kissing none of y'all's ass. I'm definitely going to put out how I feel about something. If you want to unsubscribe, go ahead. I had a whole bunch of people unsubscribe from me earlier this year when I was talking about that ain't no such thing as a bisexual man. And women got mad at me. And I'm sitting here trying to protect y'all. And y'all sitting here mad at me because I'm saying the man is gay at the end of the day. Okay? Like he's gay. There is no bisexual man. Men call themselves bisexual because they'll stick their peens in anything 9 times out of 10. You, another man, a butterball turkey, right? Okay. And so just because he's sticking his peen in you doesn't mean that you are the chosen one or that you got the golden magical cooch that's going to turn him straight. No, the reason why men still F with women, even though they prefer men, is because, like I said before, they ain't going to be able to get a man to cook for them and clean for them and wash their dirty socks and take their clothes to the dry cleaners and nurture them and be an unpaid therapist. The only place they know they can get that from is from some naive, unsuspecting woman. They still have those needs that need to be met. They know they ain't getting it from a man. So they use you. So any man that's claiming to be bi, that's in a relationship with you, is using you for your free labor. And when he's done getting your free labor, he's finna go get bent over by Tyrone. Or he's finna bend Tyrone over. And then when he gets done bending Tyrone over, he'll come back to you to get him a plate. And somebody he can emotionally dump on. I'm sitting here trying to put y'all up on game. The DL Whisperer and all these other guys that's putting out the truth about these DL men and whatever. We're trying to help you to literally protect you. And the way they got in the comment section was, you sound like you hate bisexual men. Where I say I hate bisexual men? When did I ever say I hated them? Calling out their behavior to protect you, girl, doesn't mean that I hate them. I'm trying to protect you. Because a lot of Black women, unfortunately, are naive as fuck when it comes to men. You just don't get it. They're using you. And at the end of the day, when it all comes down, when it all boils down, when the shit hits the fan, those men are going to choose another man every time when it's all said and done. Tell them about the glory hole. Yes, y'all heard about the glory hole. We talked about this before. The glory hole is exactly how it sounds. Whatever you're picturing in your mind the glory hole to be, that's what it is. It's literally a hole where LGBT men either put their peen through, they turn around and spread their cheeks apart and put their cheeks up to it, or their mouth, whichever one. And some stranger man comes in, and depending on what that man has up against that glory hole, that's what's gonna happen. So if he got his mouth up against that glory hole, the man is putting his peen through that hole. It's a hole in the wall, a literal hole in the wall. Don't ask how I know this. I've seen this with my own eyes, okay? So if he got his butt cheeks up to it, we know what's going inside that butt cheek. If he got his peen coming through it, we know what's finna happen. The guy finna walk up and he's finna fellatio it, or he's finna turn around and back it up. I got a whole bunch of gay friends, gay relatives. They have showed me this stuff. I have seen it. And you know, one of the main places that men do this at, in public places, the mall, a restaurant, they have like some kind of gay code that they do, some kind of tap that they do, or in my opinion, the hoop earring. But that's just my own theory. Okay, I don't have any proof of that. When any grown ass man walking around with hoop earrings in his ear, that's a signal to me. I'm just saying. Okay, they'll be at a restaurant, they'll be out at the mall with their family, and they'll be like, "Hey, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. You go ahead and you shop, baby. You go ahead. Here go my credit card. Here goes some money. I'm gonna run over here to the shoe store." That's not where they going. Nipple piercings, absolutely. They run into that bathroom real quick and doing what they do, and they come out like nothing happened. They had episodes of this on Law and Order SVU. So y'all know Law and Order SVU episodes are typically based on actual stories that they just change a few details and they change the names and stuff. But they get those for real. Like those stories be real. They did a couple shows about that on Law and Order SVU. Yeah, they're based on real events. Exactly. And these men have wives and girlfriends and all of that. So y'all will be like, "Oh, he's not gay. He got kids. He got a wife." That don't mean a goddamn thing. The reason why men do that is because society tells you as a man, you're not successful unless you have a wife, kids, and you're providing. They don't really want to do that shit. But they do it because they don't want to be cast to the bottom of the hierarchy, because men put each other in a hierarchy. You ever hear men talking about who's an alpha male and who's a beta male? It's childish as hell, but that's just how a lot of them think. And they don't want to be seen as the one that everybody makes fun of when they come around. They come around the guy group. There's always that one guy that everybody poke fun at all the time. They don't want to be that guy. So they're trying to keep up with all of these expectations that the patriarchy put on them. They don't actually want a wife and kids and want that responsibility. They just want to look like the man. They don't actually want to be the man. They want to look like a father. They don't actually want to be a father. They want to look like they got a good wife at home and they got their stuff together. They don't actually want to be a good husband. They want to cheat. They want to go out and have relations with as many people, men and women, whoever, as they can. They use you. If you ever wonder why your man always got an attitude with you no matter what, he's probably gay. He hates you. He hates that he's stuck there. He feels stuck. And when men get to a point where they really feel stuck, that's why they can just get up and leave you and never come back. That's why they can get up and be like, back in the day, they went and got a pack of cigarettes and never came back. That's when they really found somewhere else to go and they really have had enough and they got another option somewhere. The ones who ain't got nowhere else to go, they just stay, they're stuck and they're miserable, so they take their anger out on you. The demons that men say they're fighting, the number one demon, like I said before, their sexuality. That's the top demon that most men are fighting. Anytime you hear a man say, "Oh, I'm out here fighting demons all day," he's fighting his sexuality. He's fighting his identity. That's the number one thing. I did a whole video about this. It was on TikTok, and then I brought it to brought it to YouTube. So it was probably back when I probably only had like 7,000 or 8,000 subscribers, somewhere back there. They're fighting their sexuality. They're fighting their attraction to kids. They're fighting their violence propensity. Like they really just want to punch holes in walls and beat people up. That's why that's why a lot of men like high contact sports like football and boxing and all that stuff, because they're rough around the edges. They always want to beat something up. They got a lot of testosterone, and so they feel the need to just take that aggression out on something or somebody all the time. Stop. They're fighting the gay devil. Literally, though. That's what they're dealing with every day. So anytime you hear a man say I'm fighting demons, understand it's one of those three things. It was a fourth. I'm trying to remember. I can't think off the top of my head. They're fighting not being violent all the time. They're fighting their sexuality. They're fighting their attraction to children. There was another one that I can't think of right now. I don't know why I can't think of it. But those are the main three. Anytime you hear a man say that, that's what it's one of those three things. Or it could be two of those things, or it's all of them. I am running late.
5:11 p.m.
Damn. Okay, y'all. I am finna get off of here because I got stuff to do. But yes. Wait, what? Not a bisexual whisperer. I don't have time. Oh my God. But I say this stuff because I want to protect women. I don't want to see women suffer. I don't want to see women going through unnecessary BS with men. I don't want to see women putting their health at risk for no reason. Like, there's no reason. Don't ever trust anybody that much. I never trust anybody that much. Ever. I don't care how much I like you. I don't care how cool I think you are. I'm going to always have enough for me in reserve in case I need to flee. In case I find out some shit 10 years from now, I want to be able to detach myself from that shit. I'm sorry. And that might not be a healthy way to go about things to some people, but that works for me. I want to be able to have a smooth exit out of some stuff. Keep your own money. If you, oh wow, really? Always have your own money. If you ever move out of your house into a man's house, rent that house out. Like I always say, don't sell it. Unless you sell it and you're going to put that money to the side and never touch it until you're ready to buy another house again. But instead, no, don't get rid of the house because you're probably going to have to go back to it at some point. Have an exit strategy. Men always got an exit strategy. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. When men leave you, when men just get up and leave, I promise you, he got another woman or another man. Men don't ever leave unless they got a backup plan. We can do that. Women can leave and go run off and go find ourselves in Bali for 30 days or whatever. We really can be celibate and all that. Men can't do that. When they leave, they got another backup. Always. Because they're always using women for something. Always. So don't let no man tell you he bisexual. Okay. Like I was saying before, when you look at the CDC website and we're talking about the HIV rates, it's men who have sex with other men. It doesn't matter if he identifies as bisexual. It doesn't matter if he identifies as straight. It doesn't matter if he identifies as trans. Doesn't matter how he identifies. If a man is having relations with other men, he qualifies as the top HIV rates according to the CDC. Okay? So bisexual, you're still having sex with a gay man. Okay? Your chances of contracting HIV hits the 90th percentile off the bill. And that's not me making that up. I shared the CDC stat on my community post maybe a couple months ago. You can go back and look at that, or you can just look it up. Okay? I'm telling you this, telling women this to protect yourself. Bisexuals are greedy as fuck. I actually think, oh, there here we go. I actually think that they're probably the worst type of men, honestly. Like, I just, for so many reasons. It's just a character flaw to me, but whatever. That's just my own personal opinion. And I'm talking about men specifically. I'm not talking about women. Because men and women are night and day to me. I'm sorry. Like, one is human and the other one is human adjacent. Like, I can't say for sure if men are human. I honestly don't know. Because some days I don't feel like they are. I don't. Some days I wonder. Even the so-called good guys, I be wondering. All those cases in Atlanta. Yep. I've been reading about that too. Yep, it is on the rise. Absolutely. Bisexual men are. I totally agree. They're a different species. Yes. I'm telling y'all, because I just be like, the stuff that they can do with no remorse, no empathy, I mean, literally no feeling at all. You cannot tell me a person with no empathy is human. I'm sorry. You can't. You won't convince me. And the only reason why HIV is on the rise is mostly because of men having relations with other men behind the scenes. That's it. That's why I respect people like the DL Whisperer. I respect gay men who are just gay and out there and they don't care. They'll tell you, I'm gay. I have way more respect for gay men like that than I do some men that's like, I'm not gay. Hell no. I don't even want to be seen talking to no gay dude because you sucking dick. That's why. And you don't want nobody to know. You don't want nobody to even be suspicious of the fact that you sucking dick. That's why you don't want to be seen with no gay dude. It ain't because you're so homophobic and you're so like disgusted by them. No. You just don't want to get caught. And those are the very men who will go out and get married and waste some woman's time and have a bunch of kids with her and everything just because they know people going to be like, he not gay. That man just got married. He got a whole wife. His wife beautiful. You see the ass on his wife? Ain't no way. No, man. Ain't no way in the hell that man gay. You see his wife? She fine as fuck. They're going to get the baddest woman they can find to cover up the fact that they sucking dick. Okay? Don't ever forget that. The finer the wife, I'm just saying. The badder the bitch. I'm just using that just to be funny. The badder she is, listen. Look, I'm gonna take a sip. And of course, that's not always true. But don't let that fool you, is what I'm saying. Just because a man is with a nice looking woman, that don't mean shiznit. Marriage is the perfect. Oh wait, where'd it go? Marriage is the perfect disguise for DL men to be. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what they do. They get married to try to cover up the fact that they're gay. Not bisexual, gay. But that's just my own personal opinion. Ain't no such thing as a bisexual man. Because they always end up choosing men in the end anyways. That's why I feel like that. I think one of my friends' new husbands may be DL. He always thinks someone is gay or is so quick to think a gay guy is hitting on him. Oh, yeah, he's definitely. Just based on your description, he's absolutely down low. I've been around way too many men like that and they eventually got found out. Absolutely. Why is he so worried about if somebody's gay or not? Why he's so quick to think a gay dude is hitting him? He's fighting for his life to convince people that he's not gay. But what he don't realize is to people like me, he's telling on himself. Absolutely, he's DL. I guarantee. I don't even know who you talking about. Never seen him before. Based on your description, absolutely, he's on the down low. No doubt about it. Because what the fuck he's so worried about? He's worried about being found out. That's what he's worried about. They're so dumb. Some of these men are so dumb. Like, They don't realize how they tell on themselves. They think that they're pulling the wool over your eyes. They're telling on themselves. They're too stupid to realize it though. And if he has the desire. So a man like that has either already dabbled with men or is dabbling, or he's fighting like hell, fighting against those urges because he wants to so bad. And I ain't trying to be funny. I don't want to be with no man who's fighting demons and trying to fight to not go experiment with another man. You might say, well, he's never did it. Who wants to be married to a man that at any moment he could just relapse? That's not the right word, but y'all get what I'm saying. At any moment he could crack under pressure. Who the fuck want to be married to somebody like that? No. Even if he hasn't done anything technically gay, he wants to. He has the desire to. And the one thing I know about men is if they want something bad enough, they gonna make that shit happen one way or another, sooner or later. And they're not gonna care who they hurt. They're not gonna care about the consequences. They don't care. Most of the time, everything most of these men touch literally turns into a pillar of salt or it sets on fire or whatever. You can just see them walking. It's like walking through a cornfield on fire, and you're just burning every stalk of corn and everything in that cornfield with every step you take. When I think of men and how destructive most of them are, that is what I picture. Somebody on fire walking through a cornfield, burning everything they come in contact with, literally and figuratively speaking. Oh my God. Okay, I'm getting off of here at 5:30, y'all. It's 5:23. She said, damn predators. Exactly. Exactly. Ladies, never date a man with pierced nipples. Facts. If a man has his nipples pierced, he's into other men. I promise you. Because what's the point? If you really think about it, why would a man need his nipples pierced? That's another hidden signal too, to me personally. It's not really hidden to me, but that's something that a lot of women wouldn't even think about. Or like the whole hoop earring or the dangly cross earring. The dangly cross earring, absolutely not. I don't care what nobody says. A man with a dangly cross earring, absolutely not. Okay? Gay, gay, gay. And I'm not sitting here saying there's anything wrong with being gay, because it's not. It's only something wrong with it when you're lying about it as a man and you're ruining lives. You're wasting women's time. That's the only reason why I have a problem with it. People got the right to be straight, gay, whatever you want to be. You got the right to be that way. I don't care. I actually wish more men would just come out and be gay, because, you know, if more men was allowed to be gay, I think the femicide rate would probably go down by like 90%. If you really think about it. Because men wouldn't have a reason to be that angry at women if they were just allowed to be gay, like many of them secretly are anyways. The femicide rate would go down 90% or more. I'm telling y'all. The reason why men can beat you and hit you and unalive you, them men be gay. They be fighting their gay demons. I'm telling you. Some of them don't even be fighting. But really, they be fighting their gay demons. A man who beats women, absolutely down low, without a shadow of a doubt. I like gay dudes. I actually do. Guys like, and I'm just using the DL Whisperer as I don't know that man in real life. I don't know what kind of person he is. I don't know. But based on the vibe that I get from his videos, and like, I know I got a couple gay relatives and I got plenty of gay friends with his same personality. And they cool as shit to be around. Funny as all get out. I'm telling you, when you get around some of them, your stomach be in knots from laughing so much and so hard because they're funny as shit. Gay black men are fucking hilarious. Gay white men are too. The ones who are just living authentically who they are, they're fun as shit to be around. You can change your shirt in front of them and they ain't gonna bother you. They'll help you fix your shirt. They ain't looking at you. They might be like, girl, the girls are sitting up real nice. I like them kind of gay dudes. I do. I can hang out. I used to have a gay friend I used to hang out with, and I used to be like, damn, he fine. And my gay friend would be like, girl, and he'd give me some dab or whatever. And I love that. I love being able to say how cool or how fun or how fine a gay I like how saying how fine a dude is to my gay friends, the gay male friend, because they'll be right there agreeing with me and nobody feels offended. Ain't nobody there trying to be macho, trying to protect their manhood. Like, don't be saying that shit around me. No, you never have to worry about that when you're around a gay dude because he gonna agree with you. Probably. Or he might say, oh, nah, he ugly. Now that dude, he fine. They cool as shit. I just don't like the ones who be lying. Yeah, I got a couple of most of my gay friends are kind of feminine. Like they're like really like, no girl, that sweater is hideous, girl. Mm-mm. They act mostly like that. But I've known a couple like really masculine gay dudes. Like the ones you wouldn't know they were gay until like you really watched them closely, or if they just told you. Sometimes you just won't know until they tell you. But if you be around men enough, you know, you can kind of pick up on certain stuff. Like the way they move, especially when how they act when they been drinking and stuff. You can kind of tell. Even the masculine ones. At least I know I can for the most part. Gay men have one default personality. What you mean? I think I agree with that, but what you mean by that? Before I agree. My gay friend is hilarious and really open and honest about who he is. I love them. The ones who are just like, let me go sit my gay ass down, girl. They crack me up. I love it. I'm glad my gay friends give me the intel about DL Me too. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the benefits of having gay male friends. They gonna give you the lowdown. It's easy to tell for men, more tricky for women. What's easy to tell? What you saying? Used to live in a predominantly gay area because it was such a cool area and it was safe. They really looked out for me and my safety. A lot of them will. That's another thing. A lot of them will actually look out for you. They can see some fishy shit going on and they'll be like, nah, we ain't finna do that. And they will literally like, you know, offer to take you home, or they would like offer to, you know, get you a cab or an Uber or something because they see some people plotting on you or whatever. Yeah, a lot of them actually will. When I came out as trans, it was funny how my gay male friends and cis women, regardless of sexuality, were keen to help me feminize. Really? Wait, are you a trans woman or a trans man? Because I don't know. I can't see a picture. Are you a trans man? Oh, male to female? Oh, okay. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, it's 5:31. I'm finna get off of here. I would say I'll be back tomorrow, but I won't be back tomorrow because the weekend I get busy on the weekend. And trans woman. Okay. Got you. That's funny. People just, you know, sometimes I don't think people mean any harm, but people get on my nerves at the same time. I swear. But I get it. Oh, what's that for? Cute. I gotta do something with my membership. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna do something. real soon. I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, I appreciate. Oh, thank you. But I appreciate you always be here. You are such a supportive supporter, a supportive friend, and I love it so much. When I was on TikTok Live, there was another one over there named Nadine. She was so cool. She was a mod and stuff, and she actually posted on my TikTok. I haven't posted on TikTok since June, and I just posted a video yesterday and today. But they've been suppressing me over there, so that's why I just be like, fuck TikTok. But every now and then I'll post in there until they close it down because I got a feeling that's coming soon. But yes, you are welcome. I'm trying to figure out what days of the week I want to go live. I'm thinking like maybe 2 days a week on YouTube. I got to figure out which days works better. Because it's easier to go live sometimes instead of doing a video. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the men are not going to take accountability for their kids. So you got to take accountability, women. Stop letting men shoot your club up. Okay? I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Even your husband. Okay? Make him pull out, make him use a condom, something. Don't let these men shoot y'all club up. Fuck it. Just don't. Them be the main ones cheating and putting y'all's health at risk. It's not worth it. So then that way you ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. Condoms, birth control, don't let them shoot your club up. That's all you got to do. Keep yourself safe. If you ever find out your husband's cheating, you'll feel better knowing, well, good luck. I mean, good thing I wasn't, the good thing I was protecting myself. That's how I look at it. If I ever found out he's cheating, I probably wouldn't be as worried because I'd be like, well, I know I was always being safe. And that's really how you got to think about it. And I understand that we were told before when you get married, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You should be able to go raw and all that. You shouldn't, because y'all are two people that became one and y'all trust each other. Yes, I understand that's what we were told. This shit ain't true in most cases. Okay? You still got to protect yourself. Every time a woman come out and say, my husband would never, they be out here nevering like never before, like we always say. They be out here nevering 24 hours a day. And when you find out, it be too late. And, sometimes it be too late. So my thing is, shit, if I ever found some shit out, that's just like if I was in Hollywood and I was dating a actor or a rapper or somebody, which I don't think I ever dated a rapper, but hypothetically, condoms will be used no matter what. I ain't having nobody's babies, and you ain't shooting none of that. That way, if 10 years down the road some shit come out about him being caught coming out the hotel room with some gay dude or whatever, I'm gonna feel like, you know what, I'm glad I was protecting myself this whole time, because it's only a matter of time for those types of men in the industry get found out for some shit anyway. I hate to say that, but you really got to think when it comes down to protecting yourself and protecting your health, you really got to think that way. I would protect myself, and I probably wouldn't even fully acknowledge if I'm even dating somebody. I'd be like, we just friends. Yeah, we just hang out sometime. That way, if some shit come out, and it most likely will, you will rest better at night knowing, well, I'm glad I never let him shoot my club up. I'm glad none of his fluids ever got anywhere near my body. And then when you go to your yearly or bi-yearly appointments or whatever, you probably won't be as worried about having caught anything. I'm just saying. Girl, you so funny. I'm serious though. Seriously. I know they don't. And that's why a lot of these women I was talking about the first highest rates of new rates of HIV are men who have sex with other men. You know who the second is? Women who are married, and women who are if they're not married, they're in long-term relationships with men who they think are faithful to them. They're number 2 on the list. Because they don't use condoms. Because they don't think they need to. I shouldn't have to use a condom with my husband. I agree. You shouldn't. but you do. Because, like I say all the time, and I'm going to say on every video or every live, the most single people on the planet are married men. Don't ever forget that. They cheat more than anybody. So you can trust your husband all you want. It's a lot of women out here right now living with HIV from their husbands or their baby daddy or their long-term boyfriend. And they ain't gonna never tell you. Y'all think just because people don't talk about this stuff that it's not happening? People don't talk about it because they're embarrassed. Think about it. Would you want to come out and tell everybody if that was you? You probably wouldn't. So y'all think because y'all ain't hearing about it, and then I be seeing people on social media like, she better leave him before he give her something. He probably already has, and that's probably why she ain't leaving. And I know to think like this because of all the years that I worked in healthcare. I've seen terrifying things. That's why I have that's a big part of why I had a mindset about this shit that I got. Because if you don't really see this shit face to face on a regular basis, you probably wouldn't think this way either. Because like people be wondering, like, how did you become this way? Or why do you think that way? When you're exposed to things, it changes the way you think. It changes the way you look at stuff. And I'm glad I worked in healthcare. Because I might have been out here naive too, like everybody else. But these women ain't finna come out and be like, oh, and by the way, my husband gave me a disease I can't get rid of. Most women ain't finna. Some women will get on here and admit that. But the vast majority of women ain't finna admit that. So y'all think it ain't happening. It's happening all day, every day. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of women don't leave, because they feel like anybody else gonna want them. That's the real tea. Good on you knowing. Oh, you was responding to somebody. I was a nurse assistant for a long time. And then I went to nursing school and I did a year of prerequisites and I did damn near 2 years of the program. But I didn't finish because I refused the COVID vaccine. And this was in 2021 when it was mandatory that we got it or we couldn't finish our clinicals. So I had to drop out because I wasn't taking that shot. And people ask me now, since they pulled the mandate, would I go back? No, probably not. If I ever, and I do miss it. I miss the whole nursing aspect a lot. But if I ever got back into nursing, it would be outside of the United States. It would not be here. I promise you. And as a truck driver, I'm making the same money that I would have been making as a nurse, sometimes more, without the stress, like I always say. So giving up the cultural job I got now and then going back to make the same money plus the stress wouldn't be worth it, especially not at my age. No. My nerves is shot. Like there's no way I'll be able to do it. But I do miss that. I really do. You said good for you, pure blood. I hear so many people say that. That is so funny to me. You know what? I probably should stop telling people that though, because the way this country's set up, one of these days it may seem like a flex now, but it might turn into like a curse. Like, oh, you're a pure blood now, everybody after you. I don't know. That's just the way my brain works. It seemed like a good idea now, but it might not be in 5 or 10 years. I don't know. You just never know with this country. Now it's coming out that they poison millions of people. Listen, this is one of the reasons why I didn't get the vaccine. I was trying to tell people that they were being poisoned then. And everybody told me I was an anti-vaxxer and I was ignorant and I was dumb and I was all these things. The stuff people said about me, people in my nursing cohort, not all of them, but just a couple people. Some of the nursing instructors, people that, some of the people that I went to clinicals with that wasn't in my cohort, but they were there. They was all talking shit about me. And I was like, I'm not filling my bloodstream with that poison. That's what I called it. Because I don't need it. I'd rather catch COVID, have it for however long people had COVID, and then my body was going to fight it off. The same way it fights off the flu, a cold, whatever other shit your body fights off easily within a couple days or a couple weeks, whatever. But I'm not getting no vaccine. Sorry. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. A lot of people just really didn't know no better, or they were scared. There were people in my nursing cohort that did not want to get the vaccine. They were terrified, but they did it because they were so close to graduating. They was like, I came this far. I'm not finna give up now. They was like, you came this far. You might as well go ahead and finish. No, because I am a hypochondriac. Somebody that's like paranoid about health and paranoid about like, so basically knowing what the side effects were, right? Myocarditis, which is heart inflammation, blood clots. When I read that those were the side effects, that terrified me. And I knew that if I took the vaccine and then either right away or 3 months down the road or 2 years down the road, if I started having heart palpitations, I would literally panic myself into the emergency room because I would be like, oh my God, I'm finna die. I think it's the vaccine doing this to me. I know for a fact that's how I would have been. I wasn't finna do that to myself. That was one of the number one reasons why I didn't take it. Because my whole thing is, it's just like if y'all ever see those commercials where they be like, oh, take this for depression. This may cause more depression, suicidal thoughts, and the need to jump off a cliff. Like, don't you be like, well, what's the point in taking that if I'm going to have all these symptoms that I don't even have now? But if I take this now, I'm going to be battling suicidal thoughts and jumping off a cliff. Same thing. That's exactly how I felt about the vaccine when I saw what the side effects were. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm just going to be a hypochondriac. I'm just going to be worrying myself to death every time I lay wrong and my heart get pinched. You ever lay wrong and your heart just do like a weird thing and you know it's because you laying wrong? Some shit like that would send me to the emergency room if I would have took that shot. Just, it's a mental thing. I would drive myself crazy. So I didn't do it. It wasn't worth it to me. It still ain't. But I understand why a lot of people got it. A lot of people were not informed. A lot of people let fear and what other people were saying. A lot of people did let people. Yeah, I get it. I'm not necessarily knocking anybody. Like, I get why you did it. But I just knew it wasn't going to be me. I was like, no. And I knew based on the symptoms of COVID that COVID was not going to kill me. Like, I knew if I got COVID, which I never got, by the way, even working in a COVID unit for 2 years, I never caught COVID, by the way. But I knew that even if I got it, that wasn't going to be the thing to take me out. I was like, that ain't taking me out. Sorry. So I'm like, I would rather just catch COVID than to get the vaccine. Because natural immunity exists. We are all still alive because we have natural immunity. If we did not have natural immunity, a cold would have killed us when we were like 2 months old or 3 years old. A cold would have killed us. The flu would have killed us a long time ago. Our bodies catch a disease, a virus or a bacterial, whatever. Your body fight it off. You take medicine. Typically, antibiotics could kill a virus or not a virus, but a bacterial infection or whatever, right? Okay. But typically when you have a cold or the flu, the only thing that they're giving you is to ease the symptoms. None of that stuff is going to cure your body of the flu. It's going to run its course. That's why you be sick for like 5 days or 6 days or 2 weeks. It's going to run it once it's in your body, it is going to run its course. There is no medicine that's going to make it go away. The medicines ease the symptoms. That's it. Because I know that, I'm like, I don't need to take no vaccine. My body gonna fight it off. I'll be fine. And then the next time you get exposed to that same pathogen, your body recognizes it and it already has the antibodies to fight it off that much faster. So you might not get COVID for 2 weeks the second time if you catch it. the symptoms might go away in 5 days this time instead of 14 days because your body that's what you call natural immunity. We all got that. And they tried to act like natural immunity just went out the window just because of just COVID is so different. No, it wasn't. Do I think they engineered it a certain way to take some people out, a certain demographic of people? I do. That's just I'm a conspiracy theorist, though. I'm just conspiracy theorying right now. But I really do believe that. They knew exactly what they were doing. But I also think that enough people didn't get taken out like they were hoping. I believe that too. But that's just my own theory. This is not fact. This is not gospel. This is just my own opinion. I still got to make sure I say that on YouTube. Absolutely a man-made virus. And mark my words, they somewhere in the lab right now cooking up another one. Watch what I'm saying. That's what they do. This is all like a money grab or an experiment to see how easy humans the masses will give in. That's all it is. That's all that was. These motherfuckers had their own agenda. They ain't had nothing to do with keeping nobody safe and caring about, get the vaccine to save your grandma and all that stuff. No, don't nobody get no motherfucking vaccine to save somebody else. People get vaccines to protect your own individual body. The byproduct may be protecting the next person. We don't get no vaccines for nobody else. We get them for ourselves. But they try to make it seem like, oh no, you have to get it to protect your grandmother. And it's a lot of people out here too thinking that their family members died from COVID and they didn't. A lot of people that y'all think died from COVID did not die from COVID. They probably died with COVID, but not from COVID. And the ones that did they were already unhealthy. And to put it nicely, they already had a bunch of problems already. Jupiter in Motion says, you're a servant in medicine. You're not a scientist. I'm not a scientist. Could I have been a scientist? Yes. The reason why I know that is because I aced every single one of my science classes. And that's what it takes to get into a school to be a scientist. You have to have high marks, which I had. So if I wanted to be a scientist, I could. As a matter of fact, that was one of my favorite subjects. That's why I did so well in it. Because it's interesting as fuck. And science is always evolving. You come up with a theory, you test that theory, and you put it to work. And then in a couple months or a couple weeks or a couple years, it evolves. And then you come up with another theory. That's how it works. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. So while you think you're being funny, I absolutely could be a scientist. I actually can't think of any subject that I liked more than all my science courses. Let me think for a second. I was okay in math. You got to be pretty decent in math. I did just enough in math. I wasn't a mathematician. But the thing is I wanted to be. You know how most people hate math? And so they're just like, fuck math. I don't care nothing about math. I wanted to be good at math. So I'm kind of a nerd. So I like learning. Learning is fun. But anyway, y'all, it's 6 o'clock. I'm finna get off here. I know I've been saying that. This man really trying to get my attention. I'm actually a truck driver. I left the healthcare field to be a truck driver. And I'm much happier for it. Because I think if I would have stayed in nursing in this country, I probably would have quit by now again anyways. I'm just being honest. I would have been like, fuck this. Too stressful. Nurses don't got it easy like people think. Nurses have it very hard. And they get blamed for everything. The doctors make a mistake, it's the nurse's fault. Think about how Black women get blamed for everything everybody else do. No matter what, how they blame Black women, that's how it is in nursing. The nurses get blamed for everything. If you really want to know what it's like to be a nurse, be a black woman and get blamed for everything. That's what it's like. Too stressful. And then they overload you with a bunch of then they overload you with a bunch of fucking patients that you're not supposed to have at one time. And that just makes your job even more stressful. Then you tell Mr. Johnson, you cannot walk. You just had surgery. Don't get out the bed. If you need to go to the bathroom, hit your call light. Somebody will be here to help you. You leave out, you go tend to another patient. Next thing you know, Mr. Johnson, hard-headed, stubborn ass, now fell out the bed. And guess who they gonna blame? You, the nurse. That's nursing. That's nursing 101. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Not even. You definitely got to have a passion for it, for sure. And even then, it still would literally drive you crazy. But this country only cares about money. They don't care about you. They don't care about your kids. They just care that you're an insurance number in this country. They just don't care. So when I was in nursing school and I figured that out, that was one of the reasons why I was like, and I've been wanting to be a nurse all my life too, by the way. That was my dream. Once you really get in it and see what it's about, you just like, what the fuck? A lot of them stick with it because they feel like they got so far, they can't give up now. They just deal with it. They see a bunch of bullshit, they turn the other cheek. And they just have to like justify to themselves why they still doing it every day, even though they cry. They go in the break room and cry. They go home and cry. And then they get up and do it all over again. Most nurses are miserable. And the ones that are happy are typically in the field and they work for like a certain boss or a certain company that actually values them, which is very, very hard to come by the way. Those are the only ones that are happy. If it's a bedside nurse in the hospital, she's probably miserable. I'm just saying. When you get to specialize in something and you work for a company that actually cares, and when they say we are family here and they actually mean it, that's the only shot you got at being happy as a nurse. Or if you work for yourself and have your own like little thing going on, maybe. Outside of that, it's miserable. Yikes. I can't even. I do miss taking care of people. I do. I love taking care of people a lot. But my job, I drive 10 minutes down the road 3 times a day. And I got literally the rest of the 7 hours doing nothing. And I get paid for it. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. So, and driving big rigs is actually it's pretty fun some days. Some days I just be in the mood to just whip the wheel and just watch the trailer just swing back around. I know that might sound crazy to some of y'all, but I love it. I get a kick out of shit like that. The conservative male saying people don't have any humanity because of their reactions to Charlie Kirk's death, but don't even see the humanity in in women, 50% of the population. You can't make it up. Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I don't give a damn about that man. I'm waiting to see who's next. With popcorn, by the way. If you were wondering how I felt about Charlie Kirk, I'm waiting with popcorn to see who's next. There's a specific person who I want it to be. Y'all can guess who that is. I'm not going to say. And as fucked up as that sounds, this is where we are. You already know, don't you? As fucked up as that sounds, this is where we are in society. This is where we are now. I'm never going to have any empathy for somebody who is an advocate of taking my rights away as a woman. Never. Good fucking riddance. Considering how a lot Medical science has been on the expense of Black women's bodily autonomy. I don't blame anyone for being skeptical about white men doing science, but anti-vax is also a white what? A white what? A white man scam? Anti-vax. Wait, being anti-vax is a white man scam? What is that? Is that what you're saying? Because I was absolutely anti-vax this vaccine. All the other ones I've gotten in the past, like whatever. This one, anti-vax. Because I'm not taking shit that my body don't need. So Myron Gaines, that homosexual, was crying for this man. Oh God. That's another man who's SD, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That man began, and he don't do the bending. I think he's the one who get bent over. But that's just my own personal opinion. When Charlie Kirk said Black people didn't have brain capacity to run for office, Myron Gaines is Black. Listen, that's what I'm saying. This man said all types of crap on TikTok. Every one or every two videos is somebody talking about this guy, and what they're doing is posting quotes or videos of him, and that's all they're doing. Like let what this man has, let what he said and what he stood for speak for itself. That's what they've been doing. He also said that if his 10-year-old daughter got raped, he said that she should still have to have the baby. So everybody worried about his kids. I'm like, his kids is better off without him. I don't feel sorry for his wife either, because his wife knows who she married. So I don't know empathy for her either. Don't know her, don't care about her, whatever. You married that monster? Unless it comes out that she was trying to file for divorce because she realized how much of a monster he was, I don't feel sorry for her either. And I hate to put this on children, but he was probably going to raise his kids to have the same mentality that he did too. So maybe him not being here will give them a chance at life and give them a chance to be innocent. Maybe. That's just my own speculation. I don't care about that man or his family, if I'm being honest. He probably thought he could have been safer over there in Utah with the Mormons. Those are some of the most fucked up people on the planet to me. But that's just my own personal opinion. People that's in a cult, like, I don't trust them at all. When I think of cults, I think of like, do y'all remember the movie Wrong Turn? Or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Where you get lost in some weird town and they believe in eating people. When I think of cults, I think of people like that. I think of people that would put one of those tire things out with the spikes and like trap you in their town because you ran it over and flattened all four of your tires. And I can see them sticking a stick through your entire body and then like holding it up and burning it like they do in the movies. When I hear Utah, I think of shit like that. That's why I would never fucking go there. That's the type of shit I picture. Like, you know what? I ain't never going there because people like that are crazy. They believe that they're doing God's work too. That's the craziest part. That's why you can't trust people like that. They will harm you and burn you at the stake and all of that and say, God, this is God's will. People like that terrify me. I would never go near them people knowingly. As someone whose father was horrible, I also think kids are better off without him. Okay, yeah, I agree. It's 6:00. I gotta go, y'all. The vibration of the planet was just raised. Listen. Where'd it go? I just lost it. Damn. Whoever put that, Sasha, the vibration of the planet was just right. That's exactly how I felt. Same thing with Brian Thompson. Zero sympathy. Didn't care. The same way people walked over his body to go clock in to work or to go to the meeting or whatever they were doing. That's how I felt. And that's how I feel about Kirk. Don't care. I'm just waiting to see who next. There was an article written by a site called Jezebel said they paid witches to curse Charlie Kirk 3 days before his death. You know what? Listen, I don't really believe in stuff like that, but I would love to believe in it if I see proof. If y'all saying that somebody is doing that and people keep dropping like flies, I will probably have to believe it or believe some of it. Yep, I just talked about Kevin Samuels on TikTok. I was just talking about the same way he died and did nobody give a fuck. That's the reason why black men crashed out so bad. Because they don't want to be forgotten like that. And they will be. They'll just be dogged out. People will celebrate your death. Cinco de Mayo for Kevin Samuels. Oh, the Dio. Listen, y'all crazy. And I totally agree. But anyway, I'm finna get out of here. I'll probably be back Monday or Tuesday. It has been real. It has been fun. Thank you all for being here. Listen. Oh, wait. Where'd it just go? Those witches. I'm not gonna read it out loud, but my sentiments exactly. What's the other guy name? Vance. Yeah. Get rid of them all. Unalive them all. I'm just joking, but I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. Where they get on here and be like, "Oh, you're gonna get shut down because you're on here advocating for murder." No, I'm not. I'm just being silly. All right, y'all. Oh, hey, where you been? Where have you been? Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you in my comment section or nothing. I'm so glad you're still around. She said I'm hate preaching, am I? This is my favorite. This is my favorite emoji. If that's what I'm doing, hey Marsha. I've been in a rabbit hole in the atheist community. You should follow a channel called God, what is it called? The Atheist Experience on YouTube. Listen. And you got to go back and watch some of their older episodes from like some years ago. Those were the best. A lot of my favorite guests aren't on there no more. But yes, the Atheist Experience here on YouTube. And go back to like 2018, 19, 20, in that era. It's the best. Oh, you follow them already? Oh, and Thinker on TikTok. Is she on YouTube too? Thinker is the bomb. If y'all are interested in atheist content, follow somebody named Thinker on TikTok. Actually, TikTok got quite a few black women atheists over there, and they are good at what they do. Okay, I can't think of the other ones right now, but Thinker is one, and the Atheist Experience on YouTube, because I don't know if they on TikTok or not. Mandisa Thomas, who is that? Let me write this down. Hold on. Every live, y'all be giving me suggestions, and I sure be like going to follow people. Matt hasn't been the same since his partnership. What's his partnership? I stopped watching it not because I don't like the show. A lot of my favorite people left, and it just wasn't the same anymore. But it's still a good show. Some of the women that were on there were like really good, and they left for whatever reason. And you know, but I still will watch it every now and then. I'm just not a diehard watcher like I was before. Um, Hope it wasn't a dick like Dawkins. What partnership? Did he leave or it's are you trolling? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Don't be misled. You're trolling, right? Because breaking faith edit. Okay. Y'all still got me on here. Okay, hold on. Durante Lamar. Listen, I'm never gonna turn down atheist content ever. Who else y'all got on here? I agree. Me too. Me too, Tessa. Um. Oh, I just put Ava's comment up there just because I'm like, are you trolling? Because we don't care. Seth Andrews. Yeah, that's another thing that holds Black people back. If we can let go of the one thing that really just holds us back and separates us, that's another thing we would need to do. Deconstruct from religion, pool our money together instead of spending it in places where they don't reciprocate and they don't pour back into us. Let go of the Black love myth and have Black love for your sisters and your kids. We'll be better off. I mean, I'm just saying, as a community. Uh Wait, you're a nice atheist, some are mean. I can agree with that. Yeah, some of them are, yeah. I can listen, I can be mean. I have my moments for sure. But I try not to be because for the most part, people would just have to piss me off. You have to catch me on a day when I just feel like being mean and petty. But overall, I don't like being mean just because for what? You just have to be mean. You should be mean when you have to. It shouldn't be a default. It shouldn't be an everyday thing. It should just be whenever it's necessary. But it's better to be happy and like laugh and you know what I mean? That just feels better. Please stop trying to be a digital missionary. Who? Ava? Oh, okay. I just saw this comment. Okay. Jesus was a liar, a fraud, and the Israelite supremacist. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Jesus ever existed. But if he did, then he was just a normal person. He wasn't the son of God. He was not like no. Who wouldn't want a loving relationship with their creator? Not going to push my beliefs on anyone. You ain't gonna be able to push them on none of us here anyway. We've already been like the thing that religious people don't understand is that most of us have already been down that road. Like we already know what y'all are gonna say before y'all say it because we've already been down that road. We've graduated from that line of thinking. So I need a lot of y'all to understand we have graduated. Okay? We're way past that. And I'm not trying to sound condescending. I'm just trying to put it in a way where you can understand. We're past that point. We've already been where you are. We've been there already. And we've graduated. So, you know, a lot of times we end up telling y'all what's in y'all's own Bible. And y'all don't even be knowing. I be having people arguing with me. That's not in the Bible. Then I'm like, okay, 1 Corinthians, blah, 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 blah. Here it is. And you know what they always say? Oh, you're taking it out of context. No, bitch. No, I'm not. It says it right here. Then I start getting mean. Then I start getting sarcastic. But yes. Forrest, wait. Oh my God. Y'all spoiling me. Hold on. Who? Wait. Forrest. Wait, let me Valkai? Look, I don't know how to say that. Is the best atheist out now for sure. Y'all are spoiling me. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names from this live. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole for sure. She said, I'm a believer. I don't force my beliefs on others and don't want them. Right. I get it. That's how it should be. Whatever people believe, that's what you believe. And everybody got the right to believe whatever they want. It's not all the way done yet. My Patreon. I'm working on it. I'm gonna make an announcement when I got it all. It's actually up, but I haven't put anything on there. It's active, but there's nothing on there yet. So I'm working on that right now. So what do atheists... Okay, I got a couple more minutes. So what do atheists think created the universe? We don't know. We're comfortable saying we don't know versus pretending like we got the answers to something that we have no possible way of ever having the answers to. That's the difference. The Big Bang, maybe. Maybe nothing created the universe. Maybe it was always here. We don't know. I'm comfortable saying that. I'm not making up no shit and say, oh, I know exactly what happened. We came from the rib of a man and he made us out the dirt. That sounds crazy as shit. How do y'all as grown-ups still believe that though? I'm not trying to be mean. Like, if you really think about it, how do you believe that we came from the rib of a man? I just don't understand that. Especially if you've given birth yourself. You know where babies come from. That alone should tell you that everything else in the Bible is a crock of bullshit. The Genesis account starts out with, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without void and blah, blah, blah. Then when you scroll down, he created Adam and Eve out of dust, created Adam out of dust. And then Eve was created from a man's rib. That alone, I don't even care about the rest of the Bible because I know that's a lie. I keep trying to tell people, men created religion because they were envious of the fact that women can give life. They can't do anything remotely like a miracle. Like they can't do anything remotely close to that miracle. So they had to create something that was better than giving birth. This entity that you can't see, you'll never be able to see. You can't talk to unless you're just talking to yourself, really, right? You can't see him. You gotta go through the trenches before you can get rewarded in heaven. And he's watching everything you do. And it's obvious that it's made up. And I'm not trying to be mean to nobody here that believes. I just want y'all to think about it. Like, it's so obvious that men created this stuff to try to come to control women and oppress women and children, but also because they had to come up with something that seemingly is better than a woman's ability to give birth. It's so obvious how much womb envy men have. And that's the reason why if they can't do it, they got to control it. And that's the reason why they're always worrying about our reproduction. Y'all ever wonder why men are always worried about who we sleep with, how many babies we have? They're always worried about our vaginas. They're always worried about body count and all. That's why. They just hate. They have womb envy. It's so obvious that none of this stuff happened. Like, and even as a kid, like I said before, I'm like, Jonah living in the belly of a whale for 3 days or whatever. That didn't happen, y'all. None of this happened. The Bible has been altered. Listen, you're answering your own question. It's not a question, but if you really think, read that to yourself. The Bible has been altered 7 million times. Why would I trust something that's been altered that much? Think about it. For what? It's not credible. That's just like if you go into court of law and you get caught up in one lie, the rest of your testimony ain't even worth it because now we know you're a liar. So you're probably lying about the rest of it. And is that accurate? 9 times out of 10, it's very accurate. If they're lying about one thing, they're lying about other shit too. So you throw their testimony out the same way some of us threw out the Bible from the very beginning when we know for a fact that women ain't coming from no goddamn rib. We ain't never seen no man give birth out of his ribs. And we never will. God did not create man. Man created God. Boom, there you go. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to accept. It's hard to deconstruct from religion. It wasn't that hard for me because I never really truly believed in it anyways, but it is hard. It's hard for a lot of people. It was difficult for me a little bit, but it wasn't like, it didn't take me years or nothing. Like once I accept something, I accept it for what it is and I move on with my life. Like, I don't believe this. Like, none of this happened. That alone, the moment you mix a lie, you start out with a lie, us coming from a man's rib, I don't want to hear nothing else. The rest of it is bullshit. You can stop there. But even if you don't stop there and you keep going and you keep reading, you're just going to run into contradiction after contradiction after contradiction. I'm an all-knowing, all-seeing, jealous God. Why are you jealous? Jealous of what? You're the only God. Oh, wait. God is not, you're not supposed to worship any other idols. I thought you were the only one true God. I'm lost. What other, what gods? What are you talking about? God is all-knowing, but he need you to put your money in a fucking collection plate at church every Sunday? Your rent money? Put your rent money in this basket? What God need money for? He created all things. I'm all-knowing. You're all-knowing. But you made a mistake when Adam and Eve defied your rules to not eat from the tree of life or whatever, the forbidden fruit. But you were all-knowing. So you already knew they was going to do that shit. So what was the fucking point in inventing them in the first place? Because you already knew they was going to do it. Then you had to go through the entire first Old Testament and then get rid of the Old Testament. Oh, we're gonna go by the New Testament now. But you don't make mistakes. God is all perfect. So what you doing a redo for? Oh, too many people were sinning. Sodom and Gomorrah, this and that. Oh, we got to create an ark and we're gonna flood the whole earth because I don't like the way men turned out. But you're all knowing though. Why did you do all of that? Just for what was the point? You already knew this was going to happen. So you just playing with people's lives at this point. You literally, listen, when I think of Jesus or God, God is Jigsaw. From the movie Saw, Jigsaw. I want to play a game. If you really read the Bible, that's literally what it is. Somebody playing a game with you because they already knew what was going to happen because they're all knowing. They just getting a kick out of seeing what you're going to do, even though they already know. That's the type of shit I be talking about. This is where critical thinking comes in. Like, seriously. He literally died on the cross to save us from himself. If you really think about it, he was saving us from him, not the devil. The devil barely killed anybody in the Bible. God killed everybody in the Bible. And if he didn't, he told people it was okay to kill each other. He was okay with slavery. Why worship a God that was okay with you being enslaved? Why would you do that? We can talk about this all day. What is the point? An all-knowing, all-seeing God, but didn't know that everybody that he created was going to defy him. How is he all-knowing? Then, Christians would like to tell you you're supposed to get rid of the Old Testament. Okay. The Old Testament got to go. So then everything else in the Old Testament got to go too. The Genesis account, Eve coming from Adam's rib, you got to throw that out too. The 10 Commandments is in the first, or is in the Old Testament. Do you get rid of the 10 Commandments too? So now thou can kill, and thou can steal, and thou can bear false witness, and thou can commit adultery now? They say get rid of the Old Testament and go by the New Testament. So you got to throw everything in the Old Testament out too, right? This is the type of stuff that people just don't be thinking about. So yeah, I don't believe in none of this. Never really did. As a kid, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. As an adult, I'm really like, no, this definitely don't make sense. Does God really give us free will? I don't believe that either. Because why do you think, why won't God show himself? If he's real and he wants to end, if he really gave a fuck, don't you think he will be like, you know what? It's too many people on earth that is doubting my existence. And I want everybody to go to heaven because I love my children. So I'm going to show myself. So there will be no doubt of my existence. Why won't he do that? What's the point? No, I'm talking about show himself in the flesh. Your spirit, something. We need to see something. We need to know you exist. Why won't he just show himself? I know why he won't show him. He don't show himself because he don't exist. But why don't he show himself? Why not? Because God gave us free will. You think if God showed himself that would take away our free will? No, the fuck it won't. And I'm going to tell you why it won't. Because Adam and Eve saw God. They talked to him. Adam walked with him and talked to him in the garden. He told them out his own mouth or whatever not to eat of the forbidden fruit. So they saw God. They knew God was real. And you know what they did? They still did what the fuck they wanted to do. People on earth right now who claim to be Christian believe there's a God, but still be lying, still cheat on your taxes, still cheat on your wife, still cheat on your kids, still be stealing shit, boosting clothes from stores, right? You think God exists, but you still do what the fuck you want to do. So God showing himself will not take away your free will. If God is a spirit, listen, that's even more of a reason not to believe. I can't, y'all. Don't get me started. Please, y'all, don't do this to me. I need to get off of here. I can't. If God is a spirit, what the fuck are we worshiping? Why are we worshiping a spirit? How much sense does that even make? I'm going to tell you why the things that are happening in the Bible are happening in the world. I'm going to tell you why. You know why? It's simple. History repeats itself. I'm doing a whole unhinged take on this right now. I was working on it all this morning when I got to work. That's how much downtime I got at work. I was literally working on this. Okay. History repeats itself. Okay. So think about this. Right now in 2025, I can write down everything that's going to happen. There's going to be people that kill people. There's going to be people that molest children. There's going to be people that try to do the right thing. There's going to be people who, start charities and steal the money. There's going to be people who plant flowers and stuff. Then there's going to be people who come and cut the flowers down. There's going to be people who build buildings. There's going to be people called nurses and doctors. There's going to be this person. I can write down based on human history what's going to happen in the year 3000. And it will be very accurate. We can put it all in a book. And in the year 3000, let me add this. Kamala Harris is God. We're going to say Kamala Harris was the one true female God. And we're going to put all of this stuff in a book. And in the year 3000, human beings are going to be arguing with each other that Kamala Harris was God, the one true God. And that there were buildings being built, and that there are always going to be people killing, and nations were going to be going to wars. They will be accurate, right? Because history repeats itself. That's the only reason. Human beings literally don't evolve. We think we evolve, but we really don't. We just repeat the same cycles over. How did I put it in my paper? Basically, same script, different cast. That's it. Women always fighting the same battles in a different outfit, different pair of heels. Same fight every generation. Same bullshit. That's why it looks like the things that are happening in the Bible are true, because it's happening in the real world. History repeats itself. Human behavior, the psychology of human behavior never fucking changes. Humans are always going to want to dominate. They're going to always live in fear. They're going to always be in survival mode. There are always going to be greed. There's always going to be people that want to do the right thing. There's always going to be people who come in and corrupt systems. That shit will always be the case, no matter what generation it is. Doesn't matter the race. Doesn't matter the time era that we're in. It will always be the same. A cycle repeating itself. That's it. That's why the Bible says that stuff. Y'all stay tuned for my I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet, but I think I'm gonna name it something along the lines of the reason why evil always triumphs over good, or something like that, or the reason why history repeats itself. It'll be something along those lines. I'll keep y'all posted, but I'm working on that right now. That's why people believe the Bible, because it's like, well, the Bible says that there's going to be war and that technology was going to overtake human beings, because every fucking generation we do the same shit. It just be different people. That's why. It's really that simple. And I'm not trying to be funny. Even if there was a God, girl, listen. Even if there was a God, I wouldn't worship him or her or whatever anyway. I tell people all the time, I would absolutely go to hell, because you got to believe in God in order to not burn in hell, right? This loving God is going to send you to hell. And people, I know y'all going to say, no, you send yourself to hell. No, I don't want to go to hell. But God is going to make me go anyway. So that's not me sending myself to hell. That's a loving God telling me to go to hell because I don't believe in something, when all he already knows what it would take for me to believe in him, and he refused to do it. And now he's going to let me go to hell. Think about how stupid that sounds. I'll burn in hell. I would rather burn in hell than to worship a God that will sit by and let children get killed in the school shooting. Innocent kids. Innocent 10-year-olds getting graped by their dad or their stepdad, and then forced to have a baby in the state of Texas or wherever this shit was, Utah or wherever it was. Why would I want to worship a God like that? Why? He sounds like a demon. I'm going to turn my back and I'm going to let you sodomize that little boy. And I'm not going to do nothing. But if you get on your knees and tell me you're sorry for sodomizing that little boy, I'll forgive you and you could still have a place in heaven. You just got to promise not to do it again. Who the fuck would want to worship a God like that? And you know why God is such a narcissistic abuser? Because most men are narcissistic abusers, and men created God. The reason why the Bible is so diabolical is because it came from the mind of narcissistic males. They're the ones who made up this shit. It's so obvious. I don't understand how y'all don't see it. How do y'all not see? I am a jealous God. What the fuck would God be jealous about? You're all knowing and all powerful. Jealous about what? Oh, I tell you who men are jealous. Men created God. This comes from the mindset of a man. How do y'all not see this? Yes, almost Scorpio season. So I actually don't believe in demons. I don't believe in any of that. I like none of that is real. Okay. It's all a ploy to get people to be scared so they can control you and control how much money you put in the collection plate every Sunday and blah, blah, blah. It's all, and I don't want to be offensive when I say this. I swear I don't. There's a certain mindset of people that believe this stuff. And this is the reason why. And it's all brainwashing. We were all brainwashed, okay? Make no mistake, all of us were. But to stick with it is like, this is the reason why the religion thrives, because it thrives on people being fearful, afraid of going to hell. And it thrives on people thinking that they are, the Bible starts out telling you basically, your pastor or whoever makes you believe that you are this loser, sinful thing. You came into the world a sinner and you will be nothing without God. That's no different than an abusive boyfriend telling his wife, bitch, don't nobody want you. You can leave, but ain't nobody gonna take you seriously. Same thing. The mind of a man. It's all about control. You're nothing without me. Who says that to people? Abusive, narcissistic people say that to people. That's who. Abusive narcissist. And the very fact that I used to cringe at church when I would hear somebody get up on Sunday and do their little whack ass testimony about how God looked out for me. My car broke down on the side of the road on my way to work last week. And I prayed. I got on my knees and I said, Jesus, please help my car to start back up. And God started my car. Hallelujah. And God looked out for your hoopty ass car, your raggedy piece of shit car. But he didn't look out for that little 5-year-old girl who was saying, please don't let my stepdaddy rape me again. Your car is more important than a little girl praying about getting raped by her stepdad. Make it make sense. You think your punk ass car is more important than the safety of a little girl or a little boy? Really? This is that narcissistic main character syndrome that a lot of y'all suffer from. You really think the world revolves around, you think you have a personal relationship with something that doesn't exist. It's crazy to me. He's going to choose your purse getting snatched over a kid that's somewhere being starved and neglected. Really? That shit crazy. Look, I'm not trying to. That's like right now, if I said, God, please let that dog start barking. And the dog started barking. I'm not going to say God did that. The dog got tired of barking. That's why it stopped. And I'm not trying to be mean. I like you. I promise you I'm not. I don't want you to take it that way. But the dog just was like, you know what? My throat hurt. I'm tired of barking. That's why it stopped barking. You know, another thing that pissed me off about people, when people say thank God after the doctor saved your grandmother because she went into cardiac arrest and the doctor saved her. They'll say, oh, thank God. If for the grace of God, God saved my grandmama. No, Dr. Wasu saved your grandmama. That's who saved your grandmama. Because without that doctor that specializes in heart attacks or whatever, your grandmother will be dead. Everybody always want to give all the positive praise to God. But anytime something bad happened, you blame that on the devil. Why is that? Are you saying the devil is more powerful than God? Oh, this is a world filled with God, the devil. This is a devil's playpen. The world is a devil's playpen. So the devil is more powerful than your God. I think I'll probably be better off worshiping the devil then. If he's more powerful than God, I guess I'll worship Satan then, right? I mean, I'm going to go with the person that got the most power. I mean, I'm just saying, right? He can't intervene. He's never going to intervene. Like God, you ask God to look out for you for something, and he say no. Okay, well, what's the point of me praying? If his mind is already made up, he's all knowing. He already knows what's going to happen. He already knows that when I ask him to help me qualify for this car or this house, he already know that the bank gonna tell me no. He already know the answer. So what the fuck am I praying for? For what? For what? Yeah, but how did the doctor get the knowledge? The doctor got the knowledge from books that humans wrote based on trial and error throughout the centuries. You think God wrote a book about cardiac arrest? Seriously? Humans wrote that book. They got the knowledge from the book that humans wrote based on trial and error. And it's been passed down through the centuries. Aloe vera plants help to heal burns. They figured that out however many centuries ago. Passed down. Like natural herbal medicines that the grows from the earth. Like in practice. Yeah. Yeah, Jessica. Literally. That's it. A whole lot of error, a whole lot of deaths. You know how many people have had to die in order to get to the answer to what cures polio? You know what I'm saying? Or what cures measles or the swine flu and all this other stuff? Like plenty of people had to die for them to get to that point. Like science. We were talking about science earlier. Science is always evolving. You're always learning something new. Okay, that's fine if you believe that. I'm not going to argue with you about it. That's fine if you believe that. I'll tell you this. I don't believe in God. I ain't said a prayer since I was 12 years old. And when I decide I'm going to get something, guess what I do? I get off my ass and go get that shit without saying a prayer. I'm just saying. If God exists, which I don't believe he does, but if God exists, I'm already going to hell anyway. God ain't got no reason to spare me from anything because I'm already doomed for hell. But yet and still, when I want something to happen in my life, I make it happen. Without praying, without asking, without feeling like I'm just this downtrodden sinner that will be nothing without God. No, I believe in myself. Okay. If there has to be a creator, who created God? There has to be a creator, right? So who created God? That's another answer can't nobody ever answer. Or another question nobody can ever answer. There has to be a creator. So based on your logic, who created God? I already know can't nobody answer that question. None of us can. That's the point. I'm an agnostic atheist. So not only do I not believe in God, I don't believe the knowledge of God is knowable by any human being. I don't believe any human being could ever know the existence of God. There's no way we could ever know that. And I'm okay with that. And the way the world is, It's way easier for me to believe that there is not a God than for me to believe that there is. Just based on how fucked up, especially as Black people, the most dogged out race by society in human history. And we're the ones who are the most downtrodden and always going through something, but we're the most religious. I wonder the fuck why. All these years, y'all's God let white men and white women enslave our ancestors for hundreds of years. And you're still going to worship the religion that your oppressor, massa, gave you in the first place. That don't make no sense if you really think about it. And I'm not saying that to be condescending. I want you to really think about it. They didn't even let us read regular books because they didn't want us to be educated, but they gave you a Bible. You don't think that's fishy? They gave you something to justify why they had you enslaved, why they were stringing you up from trees, why they were raping the husbands and the kids and you. They needed you to believe you're going to get your riches in heaven while everybody else is getting their riches right now on earth. You're enslaved because this is what God ordained. And they had them believing that shit so that you would be too fearful to run away or you would be too fearful to fight back. You couldn't have books on how to become rich or how to become financially stable or how to, manifest things in your mind and how to think positive. No, you couldn't have books on that stuff because that would educate you and that would free you. But we're going to give you this Bible, though. You didn't think that was weird? Out of all the books that they didn't want you to have, you could get hung from a tree for getting caught reading some educational shit, but not that Bible, though. That's not weird to you? That's not fishy? Do you believe in ancestors? What? Like, do I believe that the people that came before us? Clearly. Why wouldn't I believe in that? We wouldn't be here without our ancestors. We're going to be, well, I'm not because I'm not having no kids, but we're going to be, this generation is going to be considered ancestors in what? The year fucking 3000? The year 3002? You're going to be an ancestor. If humanity survives that long, obviously. You're going to, each one of us, I say this all the time too, because I got to keep telling people this, right? Each one of us will one day be in the cemetery. The same way we ride by the cemetery now, going places like going to work, or we ride by a cemetery to go to McDonald's or whatever, right? One day we're going to be in the cemetery and people are not going to have any clue who the fuck we are. Just like when we ride by and we don't know who 99.9% of those people are in that cemetery. We're going to be the same one day. Y'all do realize that, right? People who think they're leaving a legacy, you ain't leaving no motherfucking legacy. Because in 50 to 100 years after you die, everybody who knew you and knew of you will also be dead. I say this all the time. They'll be dead too. If you make it to 100 years old, chances are everybody you knew already dead anyways. And then you're going to go to the graveyard and you're going to be sitting somewhere in the tombstone. And in the year 3000, people going to be riding by that cemetery to go to the taco house. And they ain't going to know who the fuck you are either. Just like it is now. Just like how we don't know who they are. So that's why this shit don't matter. None of this stuff matter. Living your life to the fullest while you're here is the only thing you can do. Living thinking you're going to go to heaven. You think you're going to waste your life. Like what Matt said, he used an example one time. He said, Christians treat this life like the doormat that you wipe your foot on before you get to the next life. And that's what you call wasting your life because you think there's a heaven. No, Do you think there's a heaven for the raccoon or the deer that we run over on the street every day? They had a life. They had a soul. They had something that kept them alive. And then when they died, their soul died because they're dead. Something, whatever you want to call it, a soul or whatever you want to call it, whatever keeps you alive goes away when you die. It ain't no different for us. The deer that we run over, the fucking mountain lions, the cows, the cats, the dogs, the chipmunks. Are they going to heaven? Do they got a better life on the other side too? Because they're more intelligent than we are. We think we're the most evolved species. We're not. They know when something is coming way before we do. Cats? Don't get me started on cats. Cats, I always say cats are little humans. Cats are better than human to me. I will worship a cat before I worship your God. Are you kidding me? I love cats. Cats are everything. Y'all ever wonder why people love cats so much? There is a reason. I really can't even explain it to you, to be honest with you. There's a certain type of person that like cats. I'm going to just put it that way. Certain types of people. We understand something about cats. Cats are just absolutely fascinating. But anyway, it might not be the God that men speak about, but there has to be a higher being created itself. That's why it's a creator and we can't create ourselves. My mama created me. Who created her? Her mama. Who created her? Her mama. Who created her? Her mama. Cycle repeats. And maybe something did. Look, the point is that we don't have the answers. Y'all think that we are a perfect creation? We're not perfect. We're all fucked up. The very fact that we die one day proves that we're not perfect. Our organs stop working sooner or later. Our bones deteriorate. Our spleen, we got spleens that don't even do anything. Well, they do something, right? But you know what I'm saying? Eventually our hearts give out. Our eyesight go bad. We're the most imperfect thing on the planet. If it was perfect, we would never age and never die. Y'all think we're this great design? I don't think so. Actually, as a matter of fact, like I was saying earlier, we're a cancer to this planet. Human beings are a malignant. Some of us are benign. Some of us are malignant on this planet. Are you kidding me? We're horrible. We're trash to this planet. Look at what we're doing to the planet every day. Now, I will argue that it's mostly men doing these things, but they're still human, allegedly. How do you know that there's 14 missing books of the Bible? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all have got to, this is what I'm talking about, okay? That's just like me saying, well, the story of Peter Pan is not complete because there's like 5 chapters missing from the story of Peter Pan. You would be like, you would literally look at me like, how the fuck would you know that there was five chapters missing from Peter Pan? Exactly. That's the point. That's literally the point. The Bible is not proof that the Bible is real. No more than Spider-Man can prove that the Spider-Man book is real. You're not going to convince me that Spider-Man is real because you hand me a Spider-Man book. Like, that's not enough. I love you, girl, but that's not. No, absolutely not. We have no idea of knowing. We have no way of knowing that. That sounds like the ark person. When the person, remember the last time I was live, I think I brought this up. Some man said that they have an ark. As a matter of fact, let me find out where they said this ark is at, because I keep forgetting. A Noah's ark. They found a Noah's ark somewhere. or they built it or something like that. And the guy was like, yes, in the ark, it looks just like the real thing. And I looked at him and I was like, it was a man and a woman, actually. I looked at them and I'm like, how can you say it was like the real thing? The only way you 40-something-year-old man who's only been on the planet for 40 years, the only way you can tell me that it's just like the real thing, you would have had to have been on the original ark, like what? I don't know, however many thousands of years ago. But he said it as if he knew for a fact that this looks like the real it was a replica of the real thing. How do you know that? You never seen the real thing. That's what I'm saying. That's the delusion that I'll be talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like a lot of people's brains can't even go past a certain point. It seems like, because it's like there is no way you could know what it looked like without being there. So you're not going to convince me that that ark is the real thing, or it looks like the real thing, when you've never seen the real thing. You've only been on this planet for like 45 years. I just can't. Listen, I'm not even trying to be funny. Hold on. Somewhere in Turkey. Yeah, the location of the real Noah's Ark is unknown and unproven, though the Bible says it came to rest on the mountains of, I forgot how to say this word, Arat. I'm probably saying that wrong. Which is a large peak mount in eastern Turkey. Listen, how would you ever know that was? How was that proof? I can't, y'all. And here's another thing. This is another thing Black people tend to just overlook. The ways in which white people have covered up history, have taken credit for things that Black people invented. You can't believe nothing these people say. And I'm not trying to be funny. If you really think about it, they've changed history so much. They've rewritten the Bible 7,000 times. There's things now that's not in the Bible now that I know for a fact was in the Bible when I was in church. And I can only imagine what they've taken out before I was even born. Think about it. You know what they do? The reason why they change the Bible so much is because they change it with the times. Once people start figuring out, oh, this is a contradiction, oh, this is a lie, they go in and they change shit and they redistribute those fucking copies of that Bible, because the goal is to keep people believing in these lies. That's the point. If the Bible was the word of God, there will be no reason to change anything. And God, if he really gave a fuck about people knowing the truth about him, he would never let that happen. And furthermore, back in certain times, people couldn't even fucking read. So why would God put his 10 commandments in a book when so many people couldn't even read? This is the type of shit I be talking about. I'm gonna put the 10 commandments and like all of my laws and all of my findings in a book when people couldn't even read. Why would he do that? For what? What's the purpose? I'm not trying to make nobody mad. I'm not trying to like make fun of nobody, but I can't help it. I'm not making fun of you, but I'm saying I can't help the way I talk and like how I deliver. I just can't. Somebody says still can't read. The Bible listen, I'm gonna challenge you. Whatever Bible you got right now, go buy another Bible, same King James version or whatever version you got, international, whatever. Wait 10 years and go buy another one. And I bet you're going to see changes again for the 8,000th time. Because that's what they do. They change it with the time so they can keep people convinced. They're scared now because so many people are waking up and seeing the truth and running away. As a matter of fact, I'm finna leave y'all with a funny video, and then I'm gonna be done. Let me see if I can find this video. Oh, this is what they doing in church now. He quit. Really? Oh, sorry, y'all. He just told me one of my coworkers just told me another coworker quit today. Damn. Let me find this video real quick. And I'm finna get up, I promise, because I need to go eat. I'm starving. Actually, that's two funny videos. Oh, dang, where is that? Okay. Damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to send it. I am so mad. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I might have to just play it from my phone. I'm so hurt. Okay, I'm gonna just play it from my phone and y'all just listen to it. This is what they're doing now, and they've been doing this for a while. But they it's getting more. This might be an older video too, by the way. But they're getting more and more desperate to get people back in church. Anytime I see videos like this, I know immediately how desperate churches are to get people to come back. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with living for Jesus. Take it away, Johnny. Jesus Christ saints.
Can y'all hear this?
You know I don't see nothing wrong with living for Jesus Christ saints. I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, living for Jesus Christ. I don't see nothing wrong.
Y'all, this man is in front of a church on Sunday. Somebody just said, "Let's dance, girl." Right. When I see stuff like this, I'm like, they're getting very desperate. Now, they've been doing this for a while. I know when I was in high school, there was a church in my city that remade Project Bitch or Project Chick by Baby and all of them. Y'all remember? They remade that song and turned it into like a godly church song. That's how I know when churches are getting desperate, because really, R. Kelly, Baby from what was they called again? Yeah, I forgot. That's what I'm talking about. Like literally, I'm not playing. But anyway, I wish I could find that other video, but it was so funny. But yeah, that's where we at. They are getting desperate because more and more people, especially in this country, but really everywhere, are turning away from religion. And the reason why is because we're realizing the truth. The same way we're realizing the truth about men, the same way we're realizing the truth about the government and everything else, it's the same truth we're coming into with religion. It's the same. We've been lied to about so much shit. And I know a lot of people, it's hard to like let go of the idea or think about letting go of the idea of believing in God, because it's hard and it's scary to think that life really don't have a purpose other than whatever you give it. That's hard for some people. It ain't hard for me. I'm like, life don't have a purpose other than what you choose to give it. We're born, we live, we die. That's everybody. One day we won't exist anymore. We just got to accept it. The world is getting more and more evil. You know what? I struggle with that. I struggle with the world getting more, the belief of that, because I'm starting to wonder if it's really getting more and more evil, or have it always been evil, and we're just seeing it more because it's in our face on social media now. Because in my opinion, human beings repeat. Human behavior just repeats itself every generation. So I don't know. It's either it could be getting more evil, or it always was, and it's just more in the forefront now. Like, we think men are getting more and more diabolical. Are they? Or have they always been diabolical, but the true them is coming out now because more and more women don't need them? This is who they were this whole time. When you think about how your man changed, like he was such a wonderful guy and he changed. No, he was playing a role when you thought he was a good guy. He didn't change. The true him came out. So that's how I feel about human nature. It's always been murderers. There's always been child rapists. There's always been sex traffickers. There's always been corrupt government. Like, that shit has always been the case. We just see it more because it's on the internet. We got the internet now. And more people are snapping pictures and recording videos of shit that already was happening. When we see these cops shooting down black people, before we had social media, they was doing that. The streets of LA and parts of New York, they was already doing that. People just didn't have cell phones to take the pictures of it. They've been targeting black people since black people been over here in this country. It ain't changed all that much. I do think more and more people are getting more bold and showing who they are more, but I mean, it's kind of the same to me. But then again, it could be getting worse. I don't know. Either way is a bad deal, and that's why I ain't bringing no kids into this. Cause for what? I'm just saying. I already know what their life gonna look like. But anyway, it's 7:00. I told you I was getting out here 2 hours ago, and I'm finna go make my tacos because I'm hungry. So, like I said, I hope everybody got something to think about. And the world only looked better because we had no access. That's what I believe too. The older I get, that's what I'm starting to see. I'm really starting to see that as well. And there's way more people. That's a good point. That's actually a very good point. Yep. It's more people, so more room for diabolical nature. It is the God these men say no, like I said, it was all created under patriarchal oppression. But I still believe there has to be eye. You have every right to believe that. I'm really not here to try to stop you or try to make you not believe it. I'm just putting some things out there for people to think about. That's it. I'm not here to, you need to stop believing in the creator right now. No. Believe in your creator. I'm not. Don't listen to me. Don't let me, just like I tell y'all, don't let nobody stop you from accomplishing your goals. Don't let me no. Same difference. Believe whatever you want. I just put stuff out there in the ether and take what you need or leave it, whatever. I don't know. That's your business. Stop it. Girl, you crack me up. No, but I'm serious. Like, she got the right to believe what she wants. And here's the thing. Some people see God as a different thing. Like, there are people, I accept that. Like, people are like, well, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I get it. Or, I don't follow church beliefs or whatever. I have a relationship with God on my own. Fine. Believe whatever you want. Whatever helps you to sleep at night, whatever makes your life easy, whatever makes you happy, do it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. I'm just putting stuff out. I'm just a content creator sharing my thoughts. That's it. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. I'm finna go eat some tacos. Oh, right. All I gotta do is fry my shells and warm up my meat. Because I already got my tomatoes and lettuce cut up. And I can't have no tacos without sour cream. I love sour cream. And yeah. I think that's all is it dark? Oh, I thought it was dark outside. Yeah, I'm in Michigan, so it's 7 o'clock here. So yeah. I know, right? I did. I always do this. Oh, thank you. It's like having an imaginary friend I outgrew as a kid. I agree. But I'm not trying to make Sharice feel no kind of way. Y'all making me want some talk. Go make some. I ain't trying to make her feel no kind of way. I ain't trying to make what's her name? SJ Talks. I like her. She's always on my channel. But I'm just putting it out there. Something to think about. You don't want to think about it, you ain't got to. Like, you can get off here and be like, that sovereign bitch is crazy. That's fine. How do people think I'm crazy? As a matter of fact, life is a little bit easier when people think you crazy. Actually, I'm just putting that out there. But anyways, yeah, I'm finna go eat because I'm eating kind of late. I don't like eating this late because I'm gonna probably be in bed in like a couple hours so I can go to work. I was just in Detroit when Chris Brown came to town. I'm from Ohio. I ain't talking about Chris Brown because people always get mad at me when I talk about Chris Brown. So, but them pictures that women be taking with Chris Brown be giving me life. That's all I'm gonna say. Especially when they piss their boyfriends off. Listen, I get such a kick out of that. Dudes, but I'm breaking up with that bitch because the way where was I? I was just who was I just talking to about this? Oh, I was on the podcast in the crumpet section. Yeah, so y'all know the women I'm finna get off, I promise. But y'all know the women be taking pictures with Chris Brown. They pay like $1,000. The latest one that went viral like a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, the first time I seen it. A girl took a picture with him and you can choose your pose. And Chris Brown, from what I understand, will do whatever pose you choose. You spending $1,000. So he gonna have to do whatever he don't have to, but he tends to do whatever you ask. So this particular woman was sitting in a chair sideways and he was down in front of her, like on his knees or like squatting down or whatever, taking her panties off. And that was the picture. That's what she wanted. She asked him to take her panties off. She had on the dress. And when I tell y'all, I was like, yes, because some guys got on there. Some guys posted it on the Facebook page. And they got mad and they was trying to clown her, talking about some, y'all can't trust these hoes. And if my bitch ever come back with a picture of Chris Brown like that, I'm dumping that hoe and blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, I got such a kick out of it. If taking a picture with Chris Brown is making y'all boyfriends leave y'all life, good fucking riddance. Get rid of them. I'm getting a kick out of it. Wait, what you say? Yeah, it didn't bother me. I'm not spending no $1,000 to see nobody. The only person I can think of that I might have spent $1,000 to see was Michael Jackson. I can't think of anybody else that would even be worth it. But $1,000? No. But there are women who got it like that, or maybe they spending their rent money, or maybe they make to $500,000 a year. I don't know. Everybody's pockets are different. Some people don't think $1,000 is a lot of money, whatever. But I'm here for it. Hey, girl, I'm shelving to get off. I've been on here since what time I get on here? I've been on here for 3.5 hours. Damn. See, I don't be want my lives to be this long because then the videos be long, but whatever. Beyonce, but front row. I ain't spending no. I'm not spending $50 to go see Beyonce. Sorry. If somebody else bought me some tickets, maybe. I'm not spending my money to really go see nobody, if I'm being honest. I'll go see Dave Chappelle, a comedian. That's about it. I can't think of anybody else I would want to go see, honestly, that I would spend that kind of money to go see. I went to see Creed. I'm a Creed fan. Y'all remember Creed from the late 90s, early 2000s, whatever? The white band. But my boyfriend paid for tickets this year to see him, and we went to see Creed last year too. And he paid. So, and I love Creed though. I grew up listening to Creed, not Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. Listen, no Dave Chappelle slander over here. I like Dave Chappelle's delivery. I like how funny he is. And I like his comedy because his comedy, like, it makes you laugh and it makes you think. And I like stuff like that. But yeah, I've been a Dave Chappelle fan for a long time. So, yes, I love Creed, girl. Hey, we got another Creed fan. A lot of people sleeping on Creed. They don't know what they missing. I grew up listening. I started listening to Creed in like middle school, high school. So I've been listening to them all these years. So it was exciting to find out they were coming to Michigan last year and this year, and we sure went. And he got us good tickets, and we had a blast. I just went a couple weeks ago this year. Last year, I think it was in November when we went. But yeah, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I wouldn't mind seeing Kamala Harris. I can't see myself paying, but yep, they still out here. Creed's still out here touring, making millions of dollars a year from what I'm understanding. Every time they tour, I'm like, God damn. Because they be sold out. That's why. People still love Creed. They've been selling. They sold out for sure last year. I think they sold out here last year too. But they've been selling out pretty much everywhere they go. So it's worth it. And they sound amazing. And the thing I like about them too is that they sing their songs exactly the way they do on the radio. So you can sing along and you can't. You know how some people switch it up and you think you can sing along and you can't because they changed the whole fucking format. And it's like, that's annoying. They don't do that. They don't do that. And it just makes it that much better. I know. Exactly. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm finna post this on YouTube. And for anybody who missed it, 3.5 hours is crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna post it anyway. And if y'all missed the beginning, I'll be here. Okay. See y'all later. Have a good night.